Okay. Roll call. Let's see it. Twitch, what are you doing? Your job? Good. YouTube. Not working? Hello? YouTube is working. Okay, just took a second. Just took a second. Alright. And that's working. Alerts appear to be working. And gotta be prepared to pull up the dashboard for the settings, which we will change a little bit later. Okay. I think those are all good. Larks. Very important. Friends before frames. Super freaking important. Okay, I gotta kill tabs, y'all. I gotta kill tabs. That is oh, that's a stranger danger. Cool, I get to kill that tab for free. Who even are you? Who even are you? You get to stay. You can stay. You can stay. You're good to stay. You're in past the rope. You're gone. And you're gone. And you're gone. And you're gone. And that's it. That'll do. MySpace top 8. That's it. We don't have unlimited bandwidth, y'all. Had to cut a lot. Had to cut a lot of humans. Listen, I don't make the rules. I mean, I do make the rules, but I don't enforce the rules. No, I do enforce the rules. Get bent. Or something. I don't... Alright. Oh, yeah. Let's see. Let's see about this thing, huh? Let's see about streaming. Let's see about what's to come. Oh, I forgot tea. Well, son of a bitch. All right, well, no tea tonight. Greetings, salutations, all. It's very good to see you. I hope I get to say that to as many of you tomorrow as I get to say that to tonight. And that you're not scared off forever. But that's the risk. That's the risk. All right, let me see. Ahmed, it's good to see you, my friend. I hope your streams went well. Leanne, same to you. Tink, welcome. Thumper with a snow globe, indeed. Shaking that snow globe. That's good to protect. Good protect with the bubble wrap. Very smart. Very small. That's right. Roll call. I need that roll call. Let's go. Hi, ML. Thank you for calling out, Leanne. I appreciate it. Hello, hello. Bez, welcome. We bring the boom. Oh, my word. Dost thou bringeth boom? Oh, geez. Where is boom? Where? I don't see boom. Is he here? Boom, are you here? Are you being secret? Are you being safe? I wanted to ask him how his stream went. Now, his stream. Galaxy, holy cannoli, look who it is. Good to see you. Haven't been on Twitch in a while. That's okay. It's quite all right. I'm glad to see you. I'm glad to have you. I'm glad to have you no matter what. No matter what. I hope that the holidays treated you okay. I hope that 2025 is treating you okay. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. That's right. We get to say those things. Get to say those things. Okay. Let me early jump in. Let's go. Big boom. Oh my goodness. Yeah, early indeed. Wheels, welcome, Wheels. Good to see you. Good to see you. Spirit, welcome, madam. Welcome. Very good to have you. Jack, always a pleasure, my friend. Scrum Tush time zones indeed. Scrum Tush, Scrum Tush. Oh, Aki, rules are meant to be broken. I don't know what you're talking about. Aki, welcome in. Welcome. Good to see you. Mel, thank you for calling out that gentleman. I appreciate it. Should be able to lurk more than talk. Wait, lurk more for a talk than a PEX stream, though. Should be a... You all. Should be able to lurk more for a talk than a PEX stream. Nope, I don't get it. I'm lost. Lost in the veritable sauce. It's ridiculous. I drop content. Yeah, I need that. I probably do need that. It's true. Ferret! Hello, Ferret. Thank you for calling out Ferret. Ferret, it's good to see you, my guy. Good to see you. I hope January's treating you okay. Oh, okay. I drop content. Let's go. Let's keep the peepers peeping. Oh, it surprises me every time. It ought not. You'd think that it would stop surprising you. You know, you'd think that after a while it would just be like, yes, they're eye drops, body. It's gonna be a little splash of cold and then you'll be over it. Nope, it doesn't do that. It doesn't do that. So instead, we just are constantly getting surprised. Other people are jump scared by games that they play. I am jump scared by eye drop content that is lovingly foisted upon me to keep the peepers peeping. Because again, one of the worst travesties that I can think of in this life would be losing the ability to eyeball the hot bride, because boy howdy, I've got a sweet tooth. And that eye candy, my favorite. My favorite! Takes a lot to scare me off. Says you, Spirit. We'll see. We'll see. There's not my aim to scare anybody off. I'm just saying. Just saying, y'all. Remember the themes. Not a safe space. It's in the tags. Oy, you've been warned, indeed. Indeed, Jack. Honestly forgot I had it. Oh my god. Wow, sneaks it in before we can shut stuff down. Wow, is that right? All right, that means I get to reclaim a tab. That's very exciting. One of those tabs. I didn't want to have all these tabs up. Good. We'll have a MySpace top 7 now that dear Misfire's done. Misfire, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Before we kick off all of the seriousness, you guys, this dude snuck in under the wire. Under the wire, he did. My guy, I'm grateful for the raid. You know how seriously I take these things. Gang, if you wouldn't mind doing a vibe check on this gentleman, decide for yourself whether or not you wish to follow, I'd be grateful. I'd be grateful indeed.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Goodness me, goodness my. Bruno, I'm thankful for the follow. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to rhyme. We've talked about this, gang. I take follows very seriously. My goodness gracious. Hope to earn it. Worthy adversary. What half befall? I'm so far behind on chat. Listen, I just got here. There's a disappointment pack for dear Guts. Hiya, Guts. Good to see you. Okay, disappointment pack on the list. Bruno, I hope to earn it. I hope to earn it. Misfire, I hope to earn the raid. I hope to earn the trust that you've placed in me here. Forgot you had Twitch, Galaxy? I don't even know what that means. Wild, it's good to see you. Hello. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to fly through some things. Marigan, it's good to see you. I'm sorry that you couldn't sleep, but I'm glad that you're here. Apex stream needs more of your bandwidth. Oh, does it, Dink? Oh, huh. I didn't know that. Interesting. No game, less PC demand. Huh. Okay, well, I appreciate it. Thank you for the clarification. Hey, it's the hot bride. Oh my gosh. Hello, babe. It's good to see you. Oi. Not a safe space indeed, Tink. Calls him out. Danny, it's good to see you. In here, better Twitch notification was only 10 seconds behind. Wow, that's crazy, Danny. That is shocking. Mine are never that good. Never. It's nuts. Sneaks! Underestimated my sneakiness? It's true. I did. For such a pudgy table, you know? I'm like, slimmer tables maybe, but good to see you, my friend. I hope that you had a good time. Hope you had a good stream. You had my bandwidth. Alas, that's all I'm good for. Deadbeat friend, only good for bandwidth. Sneaky raid. iDrop content is the only actual redeem that I can spend those points on. Aside from the random rare Hydra or anti-tilt. Fair enough. It's a good thing. And it's beneficial to me. Oh, holy crow, that's an incredibly impressive fit. Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, Bruno. I appreciate that very much. Here I am just trying to dress in a manner worthy of you. That is ever my aim. You guys are each worthy of my very best, and that includes getting dressed up. That's how I approach life. You're all worthy of that. And so I live this way. And if no one's ever told you that, get used to it. I mean, you plan on coming back, because you'll hear it a lot. I'm trying to create something in light of y'all's value. Not in spite. Even a couple inches away, Gus can't see them eye drops coming to not be shook. Honestly, Jack, they surprise me each time. Every time. Vibes on back order. Back order, Aki. Oh my god. How long of a back order? Loving the tie tonight. Thank you, Spirit. I appreciate it. I picked this one up in Liechtenstein. Yeah. This was actually the most expensive tie that we ever bought. Hot Bride got this for me in Liechtenstein. Not that there's a lot of shopping options there. So, yeah. And they use the Swiss franc. So that was like, oof. Frank was doing pretty well when we were there. So I like this tie quite a lot. Quite a lot, thank you. Yeah. You appreciate it. Lurk, gonna hang the washing. We'll be listening. I appreciate it, Tink, very much. Now, Misfire, you don't gotta do it. Bruno's good peeps. Well, if Misfire says so, that's high praise. This gentleman's got good taste. Misfire, if you'd like to indulge me, you don't have to. You know that I'm gonna ask for some self-promo. If you wouldn't mind telling the people what they can expect to find when they go do their proper real vibe check and indulge me in so doing. What will they find? What do you get up to? Whatever self-promo you want to drop. You just copy-paste the last one if you like. And second question, when? When can they find you doing it? What's your schedule like right now? When's your next stream? Big streams that are coming up that you want to plug still? All that. Tell us the tea. I would be grateful. Don't have to, though. I'm just glad to have you. Just glad to have you. Doing okay tonight. Just very tired. Don't know how long I'll be awake. Also missed a hydrate after my disappointment. Thank you, Guts. I appreciate that. Should do that thing. Stretch bollocks, I say. Spirit. Okay. We're hydrating. Stretch, huh? Okay. All right. Hang on. Just gonna get the blood moving, you guys. That's it. I ain't finna pedestrianate all over the joint. All right. Just a quick up down. See? Just a quick up down. All right. Look at something far away from your computer screens for a minute, you guys. Adjust your eyes. Shake out your legs like you got a dog attached to them, you know. Kicking off of there. Shake out your arms like you got dice up your sleeve. All right. Well, that's good. I'm going to be settling in for the seriousness tonight, so I suppose it's good to get the blood moving. I suppose. I'll allow it. God bless, brother. Very rare to find class anywhere nowadays. Well, still rock some Italian lambskin gloves from 20 years ago. Hey, when you got a pair that fit, you know what I'm saying? I don't have occasion to wear the gloves. I've got a couple pairs of serial killer gloves, I call them, but it's never cold enough. Never cold enough for me to wear them. So, yeah, it's rare is the occasion, I'm afraid. There's so many nice clothes that I don't get to wear because it's not cold enough. Alas, scarves I don't get to wear, hats that I don't often get to wear. I also don't do much walking around outside these days. It's not exactly, you know, how America works, say, compared to Europe, where you do a lot more walking. So, yep, alas. But I'm grateful for the kind words and grateful to have you in, Bruno. I don't know what Misfire equipped y'all with for tonight. I don't know what the forewarnings were like. I don't know what manner of preamble or bracing he provided, but be advised, Fridays are a special thing. This is not typical. The rest of our week does not look like this. I stream on Tuesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays, and Tuesdays and Saturdays are much less serious, but Fridays are different, okay? You see this little tag going along the bottom here? That is going to remind people that once we kick off the lecture, which hasn't just yet begun, once we do, as a matter of fact, I'll go ahead and turn that off now. Once that kicks off, it's going to be followers only mode. Raids will be disabled. And I'm going to be missing a lot of chat because I've got a lot of lecture material to get to here tonight. And it's going to be, as I said in tonight's Go Live message in the Discord, links for the Mafia Community Discord everywhere. You know where they are. I'm not going to insult your intelligence. As I said then, no sugarcoating here. Tonight's going to be brutal. Tonight's going to be tough, y'all. That was the promise for January, kicking off 2025. The talks are not going to be easy. Now, that said, they're not going to be wantonly brutal, okay? I'm not setting out to lose people. It is not my aim to scare people off. I don't want to hurt anyone. But it will happen. I have chosen my words as carefully as I am able. I have rounded off the corners that can be. That said, given the topic and given what we are proposing with this community, with this project, this audacious thing, there aren't that many corners that can afford rounding. this is all preamble, of course, for February. February is going to be much worse. It will take some thick skin. It will take some like introspection. You're gonna have to look yourself in the mirror leading up to February and say, who do I want to be? I'll talk much more about that here tonight. But you're gonna have to make some tough decisions in the next couple weeks, because I want for your thriving, I want for your benefit so much, and I hope you will muster the courage required to see it realized. By golly. Whew. So Raiders, I don't know if that's what you were expecting. I don't know if any Misfire told you anything like that, but that's what you walked into here on a Friday night. I understand if you guys have to take off and all that jazz, but if you're leaving your bandwidth here, my assurance to you is I will steward it as well as I'm able. I'm not even raiding out here tonight, because I don't raid out after the seriousness of Gus talks. So rest assured, if you leave a tab open for me, this is where you'll find it on the morrow when you wake. Okay? Alright, I'm gonna catch up on chat. I see a lot of fabulous humans. What needs greeting? Who needs the greeting? We're gonna do it. We're gonna greet all the fabulous humans. Suki! Hiya, Suki! Hello. Very good to see you. Danny, that tie. Oh, and button tuxedo. Perfect. Can't see spirits behind you, though. Oh, well, there they are. And I don't get to partake. Very sad tonight. Typically, we do get to, guys, but I'm on a health kick right now, so yep, I don't get to. Not tonight. Not tonight. That's all the spirits that get to be there. I've got many more of that away. I think we've got something like 120 bottles, but yep. I don't get to do any of that bartending this very minute. No, I don't. 6 months to a year, last check. Up from 6 to 8 weeks. That's a long backlog. That's crazy. Or back order. That's nuts, Aki. Wow. Also feel you guys on eye drops. Been doing for years. Daily practically. Still flinch every time. Honestly, it's nuts. You'd think you'd get used to it. Never asked this for anyone ever in my 39 years. Who are you wearing? Because that is a hell of an outfit. I appreciate it. Bruno, this is nothing. I have told people many times that you ought not spend a whole lot of money on suits. One ought not do so. You can find perfectly good suits. People say, well, I don't dress nice because I can't afford it. Yeah, neither can I. Plus, then when you go hang out with friends or you meet new people and they've got a doggo and you want to be like, oh, da poppers. You can't do that in a really nice suit. And then, like, am I just gonna be that asshole that like, get your creature away from me? Do you know how much this costs? I would never want to be that person ever. So, yep, my suits have to be able to be abused a little bit, used and abused. So yeah, this is I don't even know the name. There are no names. I have a suit maker. This is nothing. I've had this suit for. Shoot, when did I get this suit? When did I get this suit? 2011? I want to say? I think it was 2011 I got this suit. Yep. Maybe later. Maybe it was like 2014. Yep, I just take care of my things. I think the vest was like an H&M vest from 20 years ago when I was like a teenager. Yeah, the ties from Liechtenstein. Don't know brands. The shirt was probably Walmart. Or Ross. Yeah. No. You say that's the first time you've ever asked anyone that. It's the first time I've ever answered that. That's funny, Bruno. Thank you for calling out the CNR's guts. Yes, gang. I will be talking more about that as we kick this stuff off. The rendezvous, y'all. Big to do. Big to do. Ah, yes. The heavy metal harvester. The international harvester, Jack. She's international. I live in New York. You can wear gloves 8 months of 12. I got you, Bruno. I got you. That's funny. We got a buddy here in the Mafia. She's in NYC proper, and she's streaming right now, but she was live streaming from the top of some club, some building, some nightclub, something last night, and on the rooftop. And she's like, the wind up here, oh my god, there's like igloos on the roof, like insulated like igloo things to keep you warm. Pretty funny. She's like, it is cold. Hey, we got a handful of New Yorkers. A handful of them. Hars! Hiya, Hars. It's good to see you, my friend. How'd your stream round out? You doing okay, friendo? I made it! How's you? How's you, huh? How's Peter? Man. Scroll bar. What's the lecture section for us new folks? Oh! I like lecture. Love learning. All right, Danny. All right. Count me in. You got it, Bruno. All right, y'all. I'm awake again. Sabrina, glad to see you. Sad that it sounds like awake is not the state you'd like to be in, but I'm glad to have you. Always am. Welcome to the land of awake. It's true. I'm not giving the talk, so we're in good hands. That's true. Joining the Discord. Guts is right. The Discord's not for the faint of heart, y'all. The Discord's tough. The rules to get in are not easy, but that's by design. That is by design. Oh, sick. We got a promo from Misfire. Self promo, let's go. Semi-professional funny man. Someday he's going pro, y'all. Someday he's going pro. Pudgy Table. Professional fixer of various things, but very underpaid. I thought for sure that I was gonna read like fixer of snacks, and I thought it was good for my heart, Misfire. I liked it. Fixer of various things, which could include snacks. Can't rule them out. In all seriousness, stream many different games. Part of a stream team of late age gamers. That's lag, y'all. You get it? It's fun. I like it. I like it. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 5 to 8 pum. Sometimes weekends. Other than that, I'm not sure what else to promote. Sounds like a good thing to me, sir. It does. Should get out of bed and get a coffee, Ivy. Well, yeah. Oh. Whoop. 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 Indy. Hello, Indy. Is this going to be worse than earlier tonight where Jack in the Box forgot my fries? Absolutely, Indy. Yes. It will be. I'm afraid so. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. Welcome, Doctor. Welcome, Doctor. Thank you for calling out the Leanne and the Doctor. I appreciate you guys. Ready for hard mode. Hashtag not a safe space. It's true. It's true. One of us. Who one of us? Oh my gosh. You recruiting people successfully? We love to see it. I didn't even get to warn you proper like. Well, let me tell you. The toes of yous. Wow, there's the ones of yous. Oh, Bruno here. All right, Bruno. Didn't get to warn you. Let me do so here. Gang, if you think that you can manage the rules to get into the Mafia community Discord, which are, again, difficult by design, be advised, the Mafia is a welcoming sort. Like recognizes like, and they tend to show that welcome via stickers, so expect your notifications to blow up for a week or 3 as they realize you've made your way in, because those rules ain't they ain't for show, and no one knows that better than the people who are in it. So it says something. It says something. If I had a glass of something, I'd raise it to you. Alas, I don't, so welcome. Don't know how much more typing I can do. My fingers aren't moving well right now, hopefully just from too much work today. Trying my best though. Doing amazing, Mel. You're doing amazing. Guess I'm gonna stick around. You've enraptured me. Same with your chat. Wow, chat is awfully great, Bruno. I gotta say, Mafia community could do worse. Could do far worse. Welcome in, everyone. Prep your drinks, snacks, and co's. You have some time before settling into the talk. Chat not want to miss much once it gets presently spoken unto. That was wow, Jack. That Bowser. With the emotes and all, my guy, so high effort. So high effort. No way in hell it's a 13-year-old suit. Looking straight off the shelf. I take care of my things because I can't afford to replace them, Bruno. Also, I'm super far behind on chat. I apologize. Nothing wrong with Wally World? I knows it. Hugo Ross. Exactly. I've never heard that before. Probably I should have. Most of my ties and button-downs are from Sears. Nice, Jack. I got you. Hells, guess I'm just old and out of touch. In my day, people didn't look that good back when I was a kid. Ah, well, neither did me. Neither me, Bruno. I I've stood out for a while. I've been carded. I think I can count how many times I've been carded on one hand. I started getting gray hair when I was like 16. So, or earlier, I don't know. But yeah, people said, you were born in the wrong century. And I'm like, yeah, I guess. I don't know. I was like, is that a compliment? I don't know what that is. I got that a lot at like 14, 15 years old. But here we are. Just Talks. Oh, Aki's got it. Lectures, all about humaning. Other life lessons, very valuable to those looking for quality direction, just need some learnings. I'm good. Stream was good. He does snoring on his chair like an old man. Relatable, relatable. Gonna be crocheting while listening. Ours. What did you say earlier about someone you want to be you said I'm gonna be your grandma? That was very funny. Now you're talking about crocheting. It's all coming together. I know tons of folk, young folk who crochet, y'all. Take a joke, you're fine. Breathe, everybody. Hars can take a joke. I just don't know about everybody else. Imagine wearing gloves in either October or November till spring and March. Ah, I see, Galaxy. In Canada, there you go. What's funny is we've got a bunch of friends here in the Mafia who are Canadians, all of our Canucks. And what's funny is one of them in particular, I'm calling you out, enigmatic heiress to the fortune of the same name. She is lamenting at the moment that it's not that cold. She's like, where is my winter? She wants the cold and she's not getting it. She's like, where's my snow? And I feel that. I live in Reno, Nevada, you guys. I live at 5,100 feet. So there's snow, but it's like mostly captured by the Sierras right there because Tahoe is right there. And this is what's considered a rain shadow desert, this basin. So the Sierras here catch most of the moisture. So it needs to be kind of a hell of a storm coming from the west, because that's the prevailing winds, in order for any of that precipitation to get here. So we do get it, but it's just like enough to be novel. Like it's cold, but right now it's way warmer than it is in some of y'all's neck of the woods. Right now it's only like 30 something. You guys are down in the single digits right now. Destroyer of snacks, not the fixer of snacks, Misfire. My goodness gracious. Chuckling, it's good to see you, madam. Welcome, welcome. I hope that you're well, and the weekend's eve finds you equally well. I'm knitting my belatedly up. What does that mean? But very cozy. Oh, my belatedly up, but very cozy Christmas tree. Hilarious. I loved the wording of that duckling. It was my fault. You worded it well. I just wasn't prepared for good wording. That was chef's kiss. We do love it. Belatedly up. Hilarious. Got my coffee and blanket. I'm ready for the talk. Okay. Game on, gamers. Game on. 40, you still get carded with an entirely white beard. well, you know. Take that as a compliment. Like fine wine. Oh, thank you, Spirit. Thank you. New slogan. Pudgy Table, the destroyer of snacks. He fixes them so he can destroy them. Mouse, I heard crochet. Indeed. Indeed. I need summon somebody. People have like notifications. The word crochet pops and they're like, what's that notification sound? Someone's speaking my language. The torches of Gondor have been lit. Was that you who posted that, Leanne? Who posted that earlier in the Not Safe for Gus channel? I don't remember. Was that Ski? Someone posted the Gondoritis? Is that what it was? Something like that. Scroll bars. Paw, it's good to see you. Wait, aren't you streaming? Hello? Aren't you streaming right now? Aren't you busy? My guy. Hello? Check my lurks. You are. What do you, wait. Hello? Why are you watching me on your stream? Oh my word. Oh my word. That's not what it's for. Brother wears shorts at home. I got that, Galaxy. I know a couple folks are like, I know it's 4 degrees outside, but I wear shorts. And I'm like, that's cool. I only wear shorts if I absolutely have to, because I'd prefer to be in slacks. So, you don't, yeah, you know, if I'm going for a run, I suppose. But still. Donner party of 9, 8. Yeah, exactly. Golden! It's good to see you, Golden. CQ tomorrow. Oh my gosh. Hate that for you. Good to see you though, Golden. Not for much longer, right? Not for much longer. I wanted my snow. All I got was ice. Promised me 12 to 15 inches of snow. Dang, that's tough. Secretly an old lady gush. I go to bed. You said it live on the interwebs. Secretly. There's no secret. The internet, my friend. Do you know how this internet thing works? We should talk. Most nights crocheting, dinners for, totally acceptable in my book. Fair enough, fair enough. All I want is one really good snowstorm. We haven't gotten it yet where I live. Same, Wild. I just want the one. I just want the one. Pip, aren't you also streaming? Thank you for the lurk, my friend. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Now all of China knows we're here. Exactly. Exactly, Bruno. We're from the rooftops. We're shouting. You've summoned me back from lurk twice, so yup. Unrelated. I am streaming. I am promoting you on my stream. Ridiculous. I appreciate it, Paul. Very much. All right, everyone, have a fantastic night. Going to give Gus my bandwidth. Night, everybody. Thank you again, my friend. Talk soon. Talk soon. All the promotes, good sir. I'm grateful. He only wears shorts at home. He wears jeans and cowboy boots outside. Oh, okay, I got you. I got you. Pants are overrated. And optional in many instances. Strong agree, Bruno. Third that. Wow, I like pants. Also hate mosquitoes. Need my shields of cloth. It'd be like that. Spark, it's good to see you. I will take your bandwidth. Thank you kindly for offering it. I'm grateful. But only in 160p. That's the way it ought to be, Spark. Any more than that, you're doing Twitch wrong. All y'all out there, 160p. Now, I don't know why some of you guys don't have like encoding options, so I have to have you up in like 720 or 1080. That's a really strong, like mark against me keeping that tab up when the competition gets fierce and I can only have like 8 or 9 or 10 tabs open. I'm like, you don't got encoding options. I can have 10 people up for just you. Sorry, if you're 1080 only, you got to go. Graphics are overrated. Facts. Facts. Okay. Gang. Oh, but thank you, Mel. I appreciate that. Gang, what you will also notice around here is you won't see any ads. Not on Twitch, not on YouTube, where I'm multi-streaming. Don't see any of that stuff, okay? And that's because I can't stand ads. But more than that, it's because I don't want to be beholden to the platforms or the advertisers. I have not signed their contracts. I have not monetized on Twitch or on YouTube. I am beholden to you. I want to create content that is worthy of you, not that necessarily pays the best. That's not my aim. That's not my purpose for being here. My purpose for being here is to serve you and to act as a value add prospect to your life, not filled with ads in your life. Okay? So yeah, you won't see any ads around here. Instead, you will, if you're inclined to do so, you can thank a patron for that. I'm monetized on Coffee or Patreon. Pick your poison. They both sort of do the same thing. But yeah, there's no monetization here on Twitch. There's a tip feature and all that. There's merch that you could get. But all of that is because of the patrons. Any good that comes from this project is traced directly back to them. Especially big thank yous to my public patrons. Aki, Bootless, Dano, Leanne, Ferret, Goose, Hale, Jen, Joke, Abby, Helly, Marty, Karma, Pre, Zen, Ryan, Sabrina, Thump, Tech, Mouse, Trotsky, Pell, Milk, Dragon, CJ number 1, and Zen. And that was very difficult to do with our new additions. Big thanks again to Sabrina and Hale for jumping in on this. That is pretty slick. Gotta say, absolutely worth me messing it up and going slower. I'm grateful and a half for you guys. All of you who have parted with your hard-won dollars to give this thing a shot at a future. It means a heck of a lot. A heck of a lot. If you pop out every video and have it resized to 160, it looks perfect. Oh, you can watch a dozen at once. Honestly, Spark, your big brain is showing. I don't know if that was on purpose, but be advised. Be advised. Thank you for the lurk, Mouse. I appreciate it. No annoying blood-sucking bug here. Oh, in Canada? Yeah, no mosquitoes. Not right now. We do love winter. Cancels every delivery order ever. Ski, there's Ski. Hey, was it you, Ski? Who dropped the Gondor meme earlier? I was just talking about you. Was it you or Leanne? I feel like it's one of you two. It's probably like someone unrelated, but anyways, pretty funny, the Gondor thing. Good to see you, my friend. Vane! Welcome in, Vane. Good to see you again. Good to see you again on this fine evening. Y'all have made it to Weekend's Eve, and that's pretty slick. Don't eat sugar, Bruno. More garlic and salt. Also, bug spray is pointless in the south. Just open bar call for them. Oh yeah, in the south they are. Yeah. Oh, the condor? No, Gondor. Leanne, yeah. It's good to see you, sir. Welcome in. Okay, gang. Whoo. We're gonna fire this bad boy up. Sam gives us snack shot. What? Wow, free handies from Sam? Wow, what a generous guy, what a giver. My goodness gracious, the Sam fellas. I was literally about to disable raids. Sam, by the skin of his teeth, sneaking in. My goodness gracious, Raiders, welcome. But it's very good to have you. Very good to have you indeed. On Friday nights, we get up to some serious business, and I was about to disable raids and set it to follower only chat and all that stuff, because we're about to get into some of the heavy stuff, and it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough, but you guys snuck in under the wire, so good for you. Good for you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Welcome in, Boopy. I'm grateful for the follow. I take follows very seriously. I hope to earn it. I am to earn it. My goodness me. My goodness my. Sam, let me get you a shout out here, gang. As ever, you've heard me say how seriously I take follows. Just now, fabulous Boopy giving me that vote of confidence. Means a heck of a lot, okay? But I'd be grateful if you'd do a vibe check on Sir Sam. This is not the first time he's done me the kindness of entrusting his platform and his people to little old me, to steward as well as I'm able. And I'm humbled by that, my friend. You keep coming back. Also, this means I get to reclaim bandwidth, doesn't it? This means we get to kill a tab. Ooh, baby. How many tabs are we down to? Ooh, we're under 8 now? That's exciting. That's exciting. That's exciting. Okay. Yes. Gang, if you would do a vibe check on Sir Sam here. Ask him for a vibe check, by the way. That means something different over in his neck of the woods. Ask him for a vibe check and you'll see. And then you'll see. Actually, I've got let me see here. Do I have? Oh! You want to see a vibe check? You want to see a vibe check? Ask him about that when you go give a look-see. But welcome in, gang. It's very good to see you. Psycho, how's you? How's January treating you guys? And Boopy, again, welcome. Loke, how's you doing, Loke? Welcome. I appreciate very much seeing y'all. Having you in. It means a heck of a lot. It's going, Loke. It's going. I have been working and refining on tonight's talk for the last 2 days straight. And that is in addition to my having outlined this for about a month and having talked about components of it with the members of the CNR, chiefly, for weeks now. And I'm very excited to go where we're going. But as I said, as I warned, this is going to be a pretty tough night. Because what I offer here on the internet is not, it's not just lols and rolls. I believe that real relationships ought to include the silly and the serious, and that's what's that's what's promised, that's what's threatened here in the Mafia community. Links in the usual places for the Discord, y'all. But where are my manners? My name is Six, or Gus, or Godfather. Hey you, guy with a tie. It doesn't have to rhyme, but if you'd like it to rhyme, it can rhyme. I'm a variety streamer. I get up to a variety of things. It's right there in the name. I presently stream on Tuesdays, Fridays, Saturdays. You can find my schedule posted below here. I update it as I go along on YouTube, where I multi-stream. Again, you won't see any ads around here. That's because I'm not sponsored by any of the platforms. I didn't sign their silly contracts. So no ads. Big thanks to the Coffee and Patreon people who make that possible. Yeah. Links to the Discord, again, are in the usual place, but the rules to get in are kind of tough. And again, that's by design. Not everybody's ready for this. Not everybody's mature enough for life on hard mode, as we call it. It's a big to-do and it's a big ask. And what we're doing here in January, setting up for the new year, going into it, is hard mode 101. That's what this is. We started this on January 3rd, where I announced some big changes that were coming to the community that are going to be rolling out in the next couple weeks here. That was pretty tough. And then some of the reasons for those and the ask. Tonight is clarification of some of these rules. What is hard mode? What is the ask? What is expected of people who are maturing? What is expected of people who will be the badasses of our time? And what does it look like instead to be the cowards? Tonight's going to be tough. And I suspect that it will be tough even for those who have been here. In fact, I know it will be. I know it will be. We have new joins in our midst, and this will be tough for the veterans, so... Again, you caught me just about to disable raids, you guys. Because from here, it's going to be pretty clashy between the hype and the seriousness, the gravity of where we're headed. So I appreciate your guys' patience with the strictures that'll be dropped in place momentarily. It's follower only mode. You have to have been a follower for 10 minutes before you're allowed to chat once I click on follower only mode. So Boopy's going to be all set. Boopy is set. Baby, we flying, Boop. Yeah, give me something. I take very seriously you guys' time and your being here, so I'm gonna skedaddle and schmove on with this thing. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Just under the bar. Indy would be impressed. Honestly. Wait, where are you, Indy? Indy's here, Aki. Indy can speak to that. Where are you, Indy? Tell us. Tell us. You impressed? Right under there. Snatch the hat out. It's great. Condor calls for aid. Honestly, can't wait to hear this. It's gonna be something, Bruto. It's gonna be something. Back with coffee, Sabrina. It'll be necessary. I'm Italian. I feel obligated to follow. I like it, Boopy. I like it. We take those. It's very good. Very good. Also, non parlo italiano. Mi scusi. Hot Bride, though, she speaks Italiano. She's the one who does that. Here in this household, I do the German and the Russian. At this point, I've forgotten the others. I was never particularly good at Italiano, so... Alas. But it's very good to welcome you in. And again, I'm grateful for the follow. I hope to earn it. From that silly to the serious. I hope to earn it. January's been treating me well, thank you for asking. How's yours been? Very busy, Psycho. Gang, and in part in answer to your question, for some of you who will not have had opportunity to hear this, I announced last Friday some very big news. I had a short stream because of military obligations that forced me to end early. But I announced then something that some of you have not heard, which is, in a couple weeks, I will be out of the military. The Hot Bride and I both decided to not re-up on our contracts. We just let our supervisors know that last Friday, and I made the announcement here on Twitch that evening. So, I'm now, well, in a couple weeks, once we're through with all the paperwork and the out processing, I will be a civilian and a full-time content creator. Burning the boats, y'all. Burning the boats. So, I'm grateful for this. Grateful for the opportunity to serve you better. To do, what is it? What's the best way of putting this? I want a whole ass one thing, not half-ass a bunch of things, you know? Big stretch, fresh water here. Good. Be sure to turn off raids, honestly, Aki. Homeboy here is a free agent who speaks only the truth. He's exactly right. I don't have to answer to them. I don't like the advertisement stuff for that whole reason. Oy, okay. Grabbing a blanket, hot chalky. Good. Gonna grab a smoke, but after I want to listen in here. I got you. Now, normally, Bruno, I would have a smoke here. Normally, I'd have a cigar. But I am, again, on a health kick for the next handful of months. I'm resetting my body, resetting my health. So typical to Friday nights is I get to have good drink, good smoke, and as ever, if you guys will oblige, because I come here empty-handed, good company. Good company. No whiskey for me tonight, no cigar for me tonight, but thanks to you, lovely lot, parting with your time. Where again, on a Friday night, you could be any old where doing any old thing, but here you are. It says a great deal about you. It says a great deal indeed. And I'm grateful. Grateful to know such a caliber of human. I'm glad to have you in for it. I hope to honor that decision. No safety nets. Aki's right. Aki's right. What did I do? I am impressed. See, Aki, look, there's Indy. He can weigh in. You just ask him. I want my brain to function. Don't speak Russian. I will short circuit. It's my favorite accent. Spirit. Вы не говорите по-русски. Нет? Почему нет? Also from military family, grandpa and uncles are all vets. Thank you for your service. I'm grateful, Boopy. Grateful. Grateful for your family's time in the suck. That's no small thing. Cousin just did the same after 27 years. That is not a small chunk of time. That is not a small thing. Wow, wow, wow. Wow. Slept in, coffee with Mr. Duckling. Still fun. Came home, wings and steak for dinner. Very chill. Ooh, wings and steak? Huh. Color me jealous, Duckling. I had tuna. Very lean. Congrats to you and your wife. Biggest regret I have in my life is not joining when I had the opportunity. I got you, Bruno. Now, it's gonna be strange. It's gonna be strange. It's what I've done my entire adult life. I started training for the Marines when I was 12, so I've been in this for forever. For forever. Mother talked me out of it. Like they do. I will be talking about that, actually, Bruno, in February. In February, that specific sentiment right there, I will be addressing that. And that's gonna be something. February, gang, I've told the previous round of Raiders this, you guys, and here I'm gonna go ahead and place the strictures because can't afford to be kindly rated by all the lovely humans. Otherwise, I'll have to go through all of this again. We're going to be setting strictures in place here in a minute for follower-only chat. So if you do want to partake in the stuff and the things, you know, follow now or forever hold your peace. Or, you know, for 10 minutes, hold your peace. January is tough. That started on the 3rd. Last week was more informative. Tonight's going to be tough. Next Friday is going to be tough. That's going to pale in comparison to February. February, I will be speaking to men specifically. Ladies, I invite you to join because you ought to understand. Or you ought to try. You ought to try and understand. But I suspect we will lose no small number of people who are not prepared, who do not have the fortitude for what I will be discussing. Thank you for your service, even though I'm not in the US. Thanks, Galaxy. Honored and appreciated. I'm grateful. Woke up to this and I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to have you, Ski. Yes, I am. Yep, Russian glitched my brain. Vietnam for Grandpa, Desert Storm for the uncles. Yep. 'Tis true, as an over 2-year indulger of the happenings abound, written in the context of the talks and Discord hard mode. This is far from plants, very removed from games. The occurrences from such talks have yet to not tantalize ponderous concepts. My guy, I swear. Again, you've been warned. Jack being verbose. They have a way of loving us, even when we won't. Good old moms? Yeah. It's gonna be something, Ski. I hope you stick around for February. It goes for all you lovely lot. I was fervent after 9/11. Yeah, Bruno. I was too young. I was too young to have any sort of fervor as a result of it. But, all the same, those were my wars that I ended up in, you know? There's Boom. There you are. Bez jumped in earlier, Boom, and said, we bring the Boom. And I said, where is he? Where? Show me Boom. There's the Boom. It's good to see you, sir. Hope your stream went well today. Hope it went well. Hope you had a good time. You had my bandwidth. Alas, none of my words. We're getting back on track for the carnivore diet. Meat, eggs, water, occasional heavy cream. I got you. I got you, Duckling. Well, Godspeed. Godspeed. Scroll bars, scroll bars, scroll bars. Saw that shit live, pardon the language. Well, you were there. That's nuts, Bruno. Yeah, that would definitely hit a little different then, huh? Have you got your big bottle of water? Your bottle of water? Your bottle of water? I've got it. We've got it. We're ready. We're ready for it, Sabrina. We're all locked in. We've got the water. We're hydrated. I mean, semi-hydrated. As hydrated as one could be. Who's of the chronically dehydrated club? That's me. But we've got a bottle of water. All right, we ready? Okay. I was angry in a way I haven't been for 20 years. Essence O Snowman, indeed, Jack. Got you. Good amount of progress, yes, sir. Good to see you. Likewise, my friend. Likewise. All right. Valk, welcome in. You're here just in time. It's very good to have you all. Now it's high time for strictures. So, follower only mode is now enabled. Raids are disabled. And our little scroll text thing is running. So, our category is set. Lights, camera. Oh, right, an announcement. Damn it. Fine, I have an announcement. It's a quick announcement because I won't be able to elaborate on much of it anyways. Oh, glad you got your bottle of water, love. February 7th. February 7th will be the beginning of those serious talks, okay? The reason for that is because the first, the weekend of the first, so the 31st of this month going into the 1st and 2nd, I've got more military stuffs to be doing, and in the intervening weeks, we've got tons of paperwork for out processing again to be doing. So that night's going to be a short night, the 3rd, the 31st, and the 1st, 2nd. Those are going to be short, okay? Short days where I'm not around for much of anything. I'm not going to be good for anyone. From the 30th to like the 3rd, okay? Somewhere in there, I will be pretty much buried. The 7th, though, is when we kick off, again, the Gus talks in earnest with the seriousness. That's where the brutality begins. Now, that also coincides with something new, okay? I have, for a long time, told you guys that I have no desire to be beholden to the platforms, the publishers, certainly not advertisers, yeah? Okay. I presently multi-stream to Twitch and to YouTube. YouTube has a whole bunch of insane rules that they enforce, rather willy-nilly. Twitch is a sinking ship, as I've said for no short amount of time, and is plain to anyone with eyes to see. I wish to spread load. I wish to diversify the eggs in the veritable basket, okay, in the proverbial basket. I wish to include a new platform in the lineup that is protected from such things, that is inoculated against the ills what beset YouTube and Twitch. Okay, now I'm not necessarily asking anybody to switch platforms from your preferred viewing platform, okay? And I will, in the intervening weeks here, be continuing to work on making the inclusion a seamless one that's not, and that does not include discomfort. That doesn't mean making it even harder to interact with other people on other platforms. I know that that's a pain point, but I will be including Rumble in the lineup. Rumble will be starting. I will be launching Rumble on the 7th. I already have a channel, but it's not set up yet, okay? I have done the bare bones minimum. There's no profile built out. It's under the same name. It's all there. But I have not done any of the build for that yet. That is my task between now and the 7th. I've spoken with this about the public patrons for a very long time now, and it's time. I've been held up by a ton of paperwork, a ton of things that have slowed me down with the military and the transition out. Lots of other things going into the new year, as you guys well know. But it's time, and it's better to do it imperfectly now than perfectly never, right? So, patrons have known about it, and they have kindly kept my confidence on that. I speak about business matters with high-level patrons. For those who are like, patrons, yeah, that's them. They get early access to stuff and things, and I run my ideas by them and see if I'm being a crazy person. But Rumble, I am hell-bent on doing. The reason for this is because they are a free speech platform. That is, they do not enforce wanton rules unless something is illegal, okay? If you happen to be in France or in Brazil, you don't get to use Rumble. Apologies. I mean, it's not my doing, it is your country's doing. Rumble has repeatedly refused to censor people that are the political opponents of people in power. That's what happened in France. There was a bunch of criticism of the powers that be in France. The French government reached out to platforms, all of them, and said, censor this type of message. Censor these voices. Censor this opinion. And YouTube said, you got it, boss. No problem, boss. Twitch said, no problem, boss. You got it, boss. All of them. Facebook, you got it, boss. Whatever you say, boss. And Rumble said, oh, hang on. Shoot, I was ready for this. Shoot. If you give me a little notice, I would have been prepared. Oh, there it is. Get bent. And France said, oh, you can't tell us to get bent. You can't do that. And he said, Chris Pavlovsky, the CEO of Rumble, said, I just did. Oh, shoot. Sorry, that was incomplete. My God, I apologize. Oh, it's so embarrassing to get caught flat-footed like this. No, it was there too? Oh, okay. Ha! Oh, no. Oh. So, France said, we'll ban your platform. Your whole platform. We won't even make it accessible in the country of France. We'll just IP block the entire thing. And Rumble went, okay. And Brazil's done the same thing with its corrupt Supreme Court judges, or one judge in particular, who rules the country. So, I will continue to exist for as long as I can on all of the platforms I'm able that I can reach, okay? I'm going to be individually, I'm going to be moving away from Restream because it annoys the hell out of me, and I'm going to be individually encoding and pushing streams, okay? All of them. It takes a ton of internet, which is one of the reasons why this has been held up so long, is I wasn't sure that I had the infrastructure to do it. My goal is to get this sucker built out before the 7th. It's possible that it could be delayed. I just really hope that it's not. But yes, if you're not familiar with Rumble, perhaps you ought to be. It's one of the few platforms that is growing in light of all of the insanity that's happening on YouTube. So, there you go. Now you know about the thing. If any of you have gone over there already and followed on Rumble, I don't have alerts set up and stuff. That's all things that are going to be here in the next couple weeks. So I can't celebrate you or thank you for doing so now. If you want to wait until the kickoff and do it so there's hype or whatever, fine, do that. That's okay. No matter what, that's just my heads up. And I'm going to continue to mention it, not as long-winded, but I'm going to continue to mention it in the intervening weeks. So now you know. Now you know some of the stuff, some of the things. Silver, it's good to see you. Welcome in, madam. I hope that you're well. Golly, it's good to have you. I have to look into it if they have an app. They do have an app, Spirit. Yes, they do have an app. The Rumble app. There's a handful of folks who knew about Rumble a long time ago when it was starting up. It was a bit clunky. It's gotten much better. Literally in the last like 12 months, they've dumped an insane amount of money into it and they've worked out a bunch. It's still a young-ish platform, but it's growing. Not Kick. It's definitely not Kick, Guts. No, I will not be streaming to Kick. Okay, because I have high T on the second. Ah, yes, Sabrina. T. Very high off the ground. Okay, well, sometime. Okay, yeah, February 8th for the folks who live in the future. Correct, Jack. Correct. W choice. Definitely favoritism on here. All right, Boopy. All right. W choice. I'm glad people know. I'm glad. It's where the cool kids are going. I've seen a fair amount of censorship. There's a lot of gross stuff out there, Ski. A lot of crazy stuff. Always tell first to get bent, nerd. It's like my catchphrase. Get bent. It's very fun. Very fun. We like saying it. Croissant. Indeed. Rumble's all right. Twitch light. Yeah. First time I've heard of Rumble. Well, now you've heard of it. I have hug news. News about hugs. Wait, what's the huge news? What's the huge news, Valk? What's going on? Surprised my username was already taken? Oh my gosh, that's nutty. Yeah, get your usernames now. Last I was there about 7 months ago. My info is probably out of the loop. I don't know, Bruno. I don't know. Me deed? Ooh, not that high T. Well, okay, lower down then. I thought you said high T. Listen. Has followed on the shaker. On the shaker. Watch like 3 or 4 channels on Rumble. Never made an account. Just use Firefox or Brave browsers on my mobiles. Bookmarks were easier. Fair enough. You said indeed. Me deed. That's funny. That's funny. Okay. All right. I'm going to be a mom. Whoa, Valk. Huge news indeed. That's pretty darn slick. Congratulations to you. Do you have like, I don't even know what questions to ask here. Do you have dates? Is that what people ask? I don't know. I don't know much about that world. By God, the pre-person world. That's nutty. So, yeah, congrats to you. My gosh. Very excited. Very excited. Tea on a table. Firmly on the ground of Earth. Wow, you really just ruled out all of my sassy comebacks, didn't you, Sabrina? You're like, I know what he's going to say. How do I... Nope, cut that off. And cut that off. Head that one off as well. I'll think of a sassy comeback. I'll still do it. I'll still do it. Thank you. No, thank you for sharing, Valk. That's really cool. Really cool. Keep us posted. Keep us posted. We've got a dear friend here in the Mafia. She just gave birth day before yesterday? No, Tuesday. Actually, don't know. She was doing it in the evening. She may have passed midnight. So yeah, Tuesday night, whatever. Tuesday in it. She had her baby. Pretty darned cool. Pretty darned cool. Love getting updates on stuff like that. It's really neat. Really neat. You know what I do for a living. You cannot be surprised. You're right, Sabrina. You're right. A lot of min-maxing going on. A lot of min-maxing. All right, gang. We're gonna kick this thing off. I've tarried an hour, and it's time. Time to get into this thing. Valk, others who've just recently joined us here, this is gonna be a tough talk. You guys have been warned. There's a go live announcement that I pushed in the self-promo channel tonight. If you want to go like read some more warning, it's there. But yes, we're jumping in. We're jumping into the seriousness, okay? It's gonna be something. It's gonna be something. Okay. Are we all set? Are we all settled? Are we here? We've all got our drinks. We've got our anti-tilt in hand. Alerts are off. Lurks are current. We got friends before frames. Good. Okay. Well, then it's game on. And it's game on. Chillin', welcome in. Welcome, welcome. Damn it, Twitch. Nah, Bruno. Nah, can't cheer anything. Cheers don't work around here. There's no bits. There's no nothing, Bruno. Ain't no money passing through Papa Bezos' hands where he gets to take at least 50% of it. Oh, no, 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 no. We go clean the space station. Bye. Yeah, that's right. Real high up. Real high up, Sabrina. It's not a me thing. It's not a you thing. It's a me thing. It's a we thing. All right. Talk number 166. Goodness me. Goodness my. Someone do a timestamp for us, huh? For that YouTube, people. For that YouTube land. Timestamp. Okay. For those of you watching, I want to ask a quick favor, okay? Go ahead and look at my About section real fast. Twitch, YouTube, doesn't matter, okay? Just like right down there. Right down there. Go look at my About section, okay? On YouTube, you have to like click the About, takes you to like a different page, it's like a whole thing. Okay? The YouTube one's much longer, but which one's fairly concise? Okay. For the benefit of those on mobile, though, for whom it is an actual pain in the ass to navigate around, I'll read some of it, okay? Not the whole thing, but I'll read some of it, all right? This is the About section on my Twitch. This is my purpose for streaming, okay? My purpose for streaming, my being on the internet is purposed with one thing that also happens to be the most difficult thing in the whole of human experience: loving and serving you. The most difficult thing in the whole of human experience: loving you. A couple of you heard me say something to this effect this past Wednesday during the CNRs in your various crews. And if you're not familiar with the CNRs, we're going to talk more about those as the night goes on. But they refer to the Cosa Nostra rendezvous. Those take place every Wednesday, all day Wednesday. I have a 16, 17-hour day often those days because I get the privilege of meeting with so very many of you in much smaller groups. We call them crews. Thank you for dropping the links, Mel. There's the thing. In the events tab, you can see a better description of it in the Discord. Right now, we are working on expanding those, and those will be rolled out in the next couple weeks. So if you're interested, keep it in mind. And if you're interested in a particular time, do let me know. Again, I am Pacific time, but if you look in the events tab, any of the listed ones will have localized time to you. But I, for your reference, begin the first one at 9 a.m. Pacific, and they begin every 2 hours. They're 90 minutes once a week. You'll manage. You can do it. But this is like a toehold for this hard mode business, okay? This is where the real work begins on Wednesdays. Smaller groups where we're not losing syntax in chat, where you can put a face to the name and get to develop depth, okay? Scary, yes. Rewarding, absolutely. You get out of them what you put into them. You don't attend them, you reap no benefits. The first one starts at 9. They begin every 2 hours. The last one begins at 9 pum. Okay? Long day for me. Short day for those of you who attend one crew. But I adjure you, commit to consistent community. This could be the most important decision you make all year. It could be the most important decision you make your entire life. Consistent commitment to committed community. That's what we get up to in the Mafia. That's what we get up to on Wednesdays. So, I got to speak to some of you about this. As I said, I like to run a lot of my ideas past the crews, talk to you guys about things that are to come, stuff that's on my mind, on my heart. But in particular, it's important to mention because very often the subject of the talks is the result of talking to you, doing life alongside you, remarkable sort, on Wednesdays. I get to hear the same thing come up again and again from the different crews, from the different people, again and again. Here's the thing I'm suffering from. Here's a thing that's killing me. Here's what's making my life miserable. And I go, that was 4 people in one day who haven't been chatting with each other, right? This isn't a coordinated effort. And yet, here it is, again. And these past weeks have been no exception to that. And so I have heavily drawn from the conversations, the impromptu conversations that came from there. So for some of you, this will be review, okay? Some of you heard some of this on Wednesdays, if you were in one of these crews. But the lesson hasn't changed, so I'm going to repeat it. You get extra practice hearing them, okay? Maybe it'll stick. Again, the most difficult thing in the whole of human experience, loving you. Each of you are a unique challenge to love. Each of you, a unique challenge to love. In particular, to love well. Are you saying I'm difficult, Gus? Yes. Yes. Each in your own unique way. I've got more to say about that, though, so sit tight, But we begin here with what is hard mode? This is 101, okay? Hard mode 101. What is it? What is this thing? Why do I refer to that? Why do I say we're doing life together in the Mafia community on hard mode? Well, obviously there's an homage to gaming, right? There's easy mode, normal, and hard, and so forth. So easy mode is the default of human experience. Hard mode is what we aim for. Okay? That I'll be expounding upon here tonight. What is hard mode? Put succinctly, love. As a verb. love. What I don't mean is that we all sit around in kumbaya circles, do drugs, free love, man. No. Okay, that actually requires no work whatsoever and is anathema to what we're doing here. So put that out of your mind. And no, I'm not talking about love in theory or in speech. I'm talking about love in practice. And if you're sitting there listening to this and thinking, loving someone's not hard, what do you... So, okay. What do I mean by hard mode means loving? Joining the Mafia community Discord is not tough. Bruno kindly demonstrated earlier here tonight, okay? And here I am not calling out Bruno. This is not my attempt whatsoever. Not my purpose for doing this. The act of joining the Mafia Discord is not tough, okay? Many folks skip right past the rules and having the foggiest notion of why I say the things I do here on stream upon finding out that they've joined. Again, see Bruno joining earlier when I regurgitated the same line that I always do, okay? And that goes to the rest of you right now who haven't. You could do it right now if you haven't already. I encourage you. You could do far worse than the Mafia community. It doesn't have to be the Mafia community with whom you do life, but you could do worse. So you could copy Bruno's lead, follow Bruno's lead here. Hey, that Bruno, that fabulous one. Got legendary in the name, okay? Join the community Discord. And I'd say the same thing to you that I said to Bruno that I say to everybody, okay? Fair warning. Joining the Mafia is no small thing. Those rules are no joke. And no one knows that better than those who are already in. And since like recognizes like, Mafia makes a big deal of those who think they want to give this hard mode business a shot. Okay? You're going to give it a try. Emphasis on try. There's no expectation that we nail it, that we get it perfect every time, because we won't. We're human. We're going to fall short. We're going to screw it up. But the expectation is that you do indeed try. And the Mafia members already in tend to show their welcome via stickers. So expect your notifications to blow up for a week or 3 as they see that you've made your way in. Right? I've said that so many times. But, again, vast majority of people skip right over the rules. They don't know why I would say such a thing. Okay? Just to be clear, though, I know that most new joins do not have in their minds what all I'm teaching here tonight. I know. I am aware. I also know that the folks who find the stream and then join the Discord are joining their 20th server, many. And expect it to be just like the others that they've joined. Maybe with a few slight variations for flavor, right? Oh, this Discord has a D&D dedicated something. Oh, this one like, you know, is into this particular, is in an anime theme. Oh, I see. Oh, this one likes insert franchise here. Oh, I see. Okay. This is a shooter-centric one. Okay. So why do I say all that? Why the speech? Why the spiel every time someone joins? Why do I make such a big fuss out of this? Because I'm setting a tone. Don't miss this. I'm setting a tone. How many creators do you know who make a fuss about anyone joining their server? Genuine question. Now, I'm missing a bunch of chat here. You can put it in chat if you want to. You don't have to. You guys are working with one another now. I'm not going to be seeing chat probably for most of the rest of the night until I get to questions at the end. So, you guys are working with one another. You can field one another's commentaries, answer one another's questions, and you will be doing me an incredible kindness in so doing. Welcoming in the new joins, not leaving anybody out there unwelcomed. I'd be grateful to you. Yeah, genuine question. So I thought about this for a long time. Too long of a time. I didn't have the time to be sitting around thinking this. But I went through, looked over on the sidebar, and I went through each of these servers, okay? Each one of them, and I thought, which one of these made any sort of fuss whatsoever when I joined? Which one counted it a big deal when I joined their servers? Not because it was me joining, but because I was a human joining. I've been a part of 30-some Discord servers over the years, and I've never once had someone even remark on my joining. I have had the occasional sticker yeeted at me, yes, but those are the rare exception, and it's always by like one person, maybe two. Okay, all right, neat. So what's different here? What's the expectation? Maggot, I apologize. Your thing got flagged because that is how we weeded out bots once upon a time. I'm gonna go change that right now, my friend. It's good to see you in, and I'm sorry that you got bopped by Papa Bezos. I hope you didn't get timed out or anything by it. I hope it didn't, like, kill your ability to chat. I'm literally gonna go change that right now because I don't want you getting bopped like this. Very few mainstream streamers, many of the lesser known ones, like to acknowledge their viewers. Yeah, viewers, there's that word. All right. Moderation. Let me see here. Got it. There. Should be fixed, my friend. Again, I apologize for the trouble. I'm good. Okay. Thank you for letting me know. So yes, I've been welcomed into a bunch. What's the difference in the Mafia community Discord? What's the expectation? Transformation. That might sound hyperbolic, but bear with me. Especially if you're new around here, that will sound hyperbolic. If you're not new around here, that doesn't sound so far-fetched. Let me break it down into the system that I'll be writing out soon for future reference, okay? I'm going to be working on a landing page and other things for the Mafia so that folks can see this stuff in written form. Hard mode, as we require it, as we colloquially refer to it, hard mode requires two things, okay? Tonight, I'll be going over the first. Next Friday, I'll be going over the second, okay? Step 1, okay, of hard mode. Step 1, opting in. Opting in. Again, several of you heard me yammer on quite a bit about this just this past Wednesday, 2 nights ago, in the Rendezvous Cruise. I'm going to elaborate a lot here in a way that you did not get to hear then. 2 things, opting in, and step 2, loving. As a verb. What do I mean? Opting in. Caring enough to change something. To change something. Okay? Caring enough to change. What are you opting into? Change. How you've been doing things, the status quo, needs to change. And for some reason, you're now choosing to change. That's what I mean. Okay? As we talked about in this year's first talk, it could be, and often is the case, some external stimulus that forces you to adapt. Okay? That's what pain is. Pain, in all its forms, is a signal that something you're doing needs to change. What pain is, okay? And I don't have time tonight to unpack all there is to say about pain. And I don't want to lose the plot by trying, but suffice it to say, just for now, okay, just for tonight, that the purpose of pain is to inform you that something's wrong. Pain is a gift. Just ask people who don't experience it and who suffer for its lack, okay? If your back hurts, simple examples, I know, bear with me, I know there's more, I'm sure there's better and more refined ones, but you'll take my meaning. If your back hurts, there's something is amiss medically, musculoskeletally, okay? And you need to change. An example of this is I learned from my dad, actually, that, you know, guys tend to like get big fat wallet as they get older, and you just sit on that wallet, right? It sits in your back pocket. You sit in it when you're driving your car, right? Well, especially if you drive a lot, and my dad did drive a lot growing up. Turns out just that slight difference of having your right buttock lifted off of the chair, just that much, over time is enough to cause you serious back problems in misaligning your spine. Okay? So, that's the thing. Turns out you can't just sit on your wallet in perpetuity. Causes long-term problems. So, you end up with pain. What is that pain, in that case, telling you to do? Change. It says the thing that you're doing has got to give. Something's got to. Move the wallet. Don't sit on your wallet, okay? My dad had to learn that lesson, and I learned it vicariously through him. He went to the doctor with some sort of back pain, and they actually asked him, like, hey, you do a lot of driving? Yeah. Do you sit on your wallet? Like, it's common enough that they asked. And he said, yes. And they said, yeah, don't do that anymore. Our work here is done. That'll be $400, you know. Pain says something's got to change. If your head hurts, okay, you got a headache, one of the possible causes is dehydration, okay? And the solution, the pain is telling you something's got to change. Drink water, hydrate, and it'll make your headache possibly go away if that's the cause, yeah? The pain is telling you something. It's informing you. If your heart hurts, not in a physical sense, but if your heart hurts, say in a relationship, maybe that relationship needs tooling. If you've ever described a job that you've worked, perhaps it's a job that you're working right now, as soul-crushing. It's a kind of pain, isn't it? That pain is telling you something's got to change. This works for all kinds of pain, even perceived but irrational pain, which I'll talk about more in a bit. Good to see you, Fragile. Welcome in. And all the other new joins whom I've missed. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. So, okay. Step one is opting in. Opting into what? To change. Doesn't matter what genre of change it might be. It could be physical, it could be relational, it could be mental. And this is no small thing. Not at all. Not at all. Don't dismiss this. Don't brush past this. No small thing. Okay? And that's because the precursor to opting in is that you have to decide, if you're taking notes, if you're writing down pithy sayings that you want to refer to later, perhaps here's a good one. You have to decide that the importance of changing is greater than the difficulty and discomfort required to change. Now I'm going to say that again. You have to decide that the importance of changing is greater than the difficulty and discomfort required to change. That the ease and comfort of remaining as you are is not worth the consequences of remaining as you are. Okay? Example. You don't have any real friends. And you don't have friends because you've got social anxiety. Welp! I guess that's that. My work here is done. I have illustrated your life. 100% diagnosis. Nailed it. Got the accuracy, baby. You're anxious. So, you know, the social outcast life for you. You and your emotional support peacock against the world. Got it. And that is certainly a choice. And since I'm powerless to make anyone do anything, if that's what you want, by golly, that's what you'll have. If, on the other hand, you decide that you don't want to die bitter and alone, then something's gotta give. you've got to make friends. But I've got social anxiety, Gus. Right, so first you'll have to do away with that. Literally, that's your choice. It's your choice. But my anxiety's real bad, Gus. I'm sure you're right. But what you're proposing is what? Yes. It's hard. Huh. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Now, I'm not necessarily suggesting that you need to tackle every single problem that you've got simultaneously, okay? It's like, and if you're not doing everything in your life all at once, it's not hard mode, okay? No, that's not what I'm suggesting, okay? It'll likely be one thing at a time. Remember, hard, this is important, is relative. Difficult is relative to the person. I've got more to say about that on step 2, so sit tight for that. For now, let's recap what we've got so far, okay? We're moving too fast for some and too slow for others. There's no winning here, okay? Step 1, opt in. Decide that the importance of changing is greater than the difficulty and discomfort required to change. You're not ready to move from where you are in some area of your life, whatever that is, mental, relational, physical, okay? Then you can continue to live on easy mode in that specific area, okay? Continue to live on easy mode. Now, if you're new around here, you may have never heard me talk much about my expectations for practicing hard mode in this community. So let me quickly do so. Here's how the Mafia's decorum page reads. Here's how it ends, at least. Here's the end. The decorum rules, y'all. In case you don't know the word decorum, I've got a bunch of fancy words for a bunch of fancy folk. Decorum is the rules page. It's what our expectations are for, you guessed it, decorum. Here's how that ends. Do your level best to do herein unto others as you'd have them you. Though imbued with enduring worth, our humanity comes also with an inexorable inability to practice well this final principle. But practice it we must. Should this final charge be taken up, no further rules need be made explicit. As was already said, no one will be perfect in its implementation, but contempt for this practice will not be tolerated and will result in expulsion. What does that mean? It means that members of the Mafia are expected to practice what, again, we colloquially refer to as hard mode. In some form or fashion, and as it pertains to your relating to others in the community, what I, again, colloquially refer to as, new for you new joins around here, I call it humaning, okay? You know exactly what I'm after here. English works this way, okay? Humaning. You must try to grow as it relates to your relating. You must try. Not in every way, not all at once, but in some way, some form or fashion. So what are the consequences, you might ask, for Mafia members who aren't actively growing, Gus? What happens to them? Easy. Nothing. Nothing happens to them. They remain small and weak and sad and alone. A choice that they make freely and without reservation. And I have neither the ability nor the desire to force anyone to do otherwise. Conversely, you can opt in to change. Opt in to change. Look at the world around you. Are you happy with the way that it is? Are you content with the way that people treat each other? How'd this last 2024, how'd this last year go for you guys? How did people treat each other in 2024? How many of you remember the talk? New joins, obviously. This will be news to you. How many of you remember the talk I gave on November 1st, just before the US election? Now, new joins are like, oh my God, he talked about politics, and I did not. That was the purpose of the talk, was explicitly to point out that, in fact, most people are not ready to talk about politics. You're not. Because you're not equipped to talk about the things that feed your innermost feelings, your innermost beliefs. And if you're not prepared to talk about those, you're not prepared to talk about the outward expression of those inner held beliefs, aka politics. What are your humaning muscles looking like? How good are you at talking about these things? It's a good question. So I said then, maybe some of you will remember this, that I asked about the 3 things. 3 things we don't talk about in polite company. That was the name of the talk. You remember this? Some of you will. 3 things we don't talk about in polite company. And I asked you guys before I said anything, what are they? And you guys all typed up your answers, and I had you all submit at once. And you all said the same things. Right? Politics, religion, money, etc., right? All of you had the same answer on politics and religion with a varying third, yeah? And then I painted a picture of the Thanksgiving table, Thanksgiving dinner, when a bunch of extended family gets together. And if you're not from America and you're not celebrating Thanksgiving, just any other holiday, Christmas, what have you, where you've got all the family, all the extended family gathering around, they come together, yeah? You're all sitting there, and perhaps also, as I illustrated then, you've got a difficult or controversial aunt or uncle there, yeah? And then, if they get fired up, a little extra spice, in this holiday get-together, a little extra zhuzh that maybe you gotta, gotta make it tough, right? Well, I went back and listened to that talk in preparation for this one, okay? And I took notes. Actually on this whole thing. I transcribed this whole section here that I thought pertinent to tonight's talk that I will now give you an excerpt, all right? So from talk 151. Yes, you can avoid a difficult or awkward encounter with those family members by giving these topics a wide berth. Absolutely. Absolutely true. Congratulations. You've kept the peace. Hat tip to you. But for how long? Keeping the peace is a notion that ought not be looked at in a vacuum. Yes, avoiding those topics for one dinner means that one dinner will likely be uneventful and therefore manageable. But do we always avoid those topics in perpetuity? Here's the thing. Talking through tough things makes us tough. So what happens when you never talk about the tough things? What happens when you always opt for a nice, uneventful dinner? Yeah, you never get strong. Therefore, thesis I present to you tonight, this was the one then, my thesis for you then, is this. The same idiom, what bids us avoid difficult topics, is the same one when, writ large, kneecaps our ability to discuss them at all. Just because I understand why folks would have those rules, and many creators do, many a streamer has those rules explicitly spelled out down in their chat rules, right? No talk of these things, right? Just because I understand why folks would have those rules, however, does not change the problem with them being there. Per my thesis, It is precisely because of the pervasiveness of those rules that no one has muscle enough to human these days. If no one is willing to allow discomfort, when do we ever get in the practice? The answer? We don't. What I was talking about then was a facet of hard mode. Difficult things where to find, no one's willing, no, not one. I look around the internet, and all I see are admonitions against difficulty and champions of so-called safe spaces. Concomitantly, I see more and more people unable, not just unwilling, unable to interact healthily with the world. So Gus of 2021 said, "Fine, I'll do it myself." That's the mafia, gang. That's what you've signed on to. You're the exception to the rest of Twitch, the rest of YouTube, whatever other platforms we end up on. You're the exception, or at least that's what you're supposed to be, when you go out into your world as an ambassador of this project. You carry the banner, you carry the mark of this thing, you wear the mafia name, you're an ambassador for it. So, that's what you're supposed to be. Out on Twitch, out on YouTube, out in Discords, wherever you head. That's hard mode. And let me be clear up another misconception, okay? Clear up another misconception that I hear a lot. Hard mode is not, this is gonna offend some of you. I've said it several times, it yet must be repeated. Hard mode is not, I'm in a bad living situation. It's also not, I was born with such and such physical or mental defect. Gus, my life is hard mode. Opt into hard mode. No. I was born with this inability. I was born with this disability. You don't understand my living situation. Those are the hand that you were dealt. You don't opt in to those. Do you see it? Hard mode, as it's articulated here in this community, requires that you opt in. No one's forcing you to. You were forced to in those other examples. Guess where you don't grow? Where you're forced to suffer things. Guess where you do grow? Where you opt in to difficulty. This is clinical. You can look this up. There are a few things that have been written about more. This is how exposure therapy works. We've talked about this a bunch because it's near and dear to my heart. You're not going to get over your fear of spiders when someone throws a spider in your face and says, "Stop being afraid of spiders." No, that's going to develop a phobia and make you useless to everybody. But if you choose exposure therapy, then you are opting in to overcome this fear, and you do. And the question that I put to many of you again Wednesday was, does then the spider become less creepy crawly? You've now exposed yourself to it more and more and more, and you get closer and closer and more comfortable with this spider, okay? You're afraid of, say, heights, right? Maybe heights is not your thing. Big bodies of water, whatever it is, yeah? Do any of those fears become less perilous because of your exposure therapy? Do any of them become less dangerous? Are you less likely to squash on the pavement if you fall off of a tall building? No, no. What's changed then? You have. You're tougher. You are braver. That's the difference. That's what happens when you opt in. If you don't opt in, that's not hard mode. Hard mode requires a choice. Gus, I got stabbed. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm super tough. No, being stabbed doesn't make you tough. I'm in a wheelchair, and one of the wheels broke off of my chair once, and I had to crawl my way to the kitchen to get the phone to call somebody. Dang, that's crazy. I'm tough because I'm in a wheelchair. Nope. Being in a wheelchair doesn't make you tough. Hard mode, as we talk about it here in this community, requires that you opt in. No one is forcing you to. You can remain where you are and as you are. You don't have to get stronger. But you know what that also means? It also means that you don't get to enjoy the benefits or the joy or the warmth, the camaraderie of being in the community. You'll always be on the outside looking in. To each of you, there's a price. Cost unique to you. And that's because, again, hard is relative. What's difficult for you might be super easy to someone else, and vice versa, right? It's maybe you're an extrovert and you were just born with the gift of gab, right? And you can just talk all day long. There's no problem with any of that stuff, right? And someone asks you, get up in front of the class and give a talk about something, and you say, okay, and you hop up there and off you go, right? No problem. You don't even think about it. You don't even remember doing this in school. You're like, I wonder if that ever happened to me. That's what I wonder. It's never been a problem for me. Conversely, you may be an introvert. Maybe you're a painful introvert. Maybe you've never been comfortable speaking, really, with anybody, let alone in public, let alone in front of people, let alone in front of an audience. And just the thought of it right now, your heart rate's rising, you're starting to get a little perspiration. And boy, howdy, do you remember the times when you've been tasked with doing this in your life. It's the same ask, isn't it? The same thing that's put to you. Stand in front of a group of people. Stand and deliver. Easy, hard, they're relative terms, you see? Climb that mountain. Okay, no problem. Let me go do that thing. I've been climbing mountains my whole life. I am prepared for this. I got this, super easy. Oh, I was born with some sort of musculoskeletal something, and I don't really have super developed muscles. And to climb that mountain would be the most difficult thing I could imagine. But I'm in, and I'm gonna try. Same ask. What's different? That it's relative. You see it? To each, there is a price unique to you. Why must there be a price, Gus? 'Cause nothing's free. Nothing is free. I spoke with many of you in the rendezvous, and in some cases outside of the rendezvous, in many other people's streams, I'd ask, right, or talking on there, I'm in their chat, leading up to the holidays these past months, okay? And, you know, I heard a theme, many variations on a particular refrain, okay? Quite a lot from many, many of you here in the Mafia and many, many outside of the Mafia. Some just IRL groups that I meet with, you know, people that I know, family members, whatever. And I heard this thing. Tell me if this sounds familiar to any of you, okay? Ugh, it's the holidays. I hate the holidays. Ugh. I heard that. I heard that a lot. Curious. This was interesting to me. It's not that I am meeting with more people now because I'm a content creator, and therefore I'm hearing it more, and it's a question of volume. No, I have always had a lot of people around me in my life, okay? Whether it's leading Marines, whether it's running businesses, I've always had a lot of people in my life. So, no, it's not that. But it was very curious to me. So I asked the people what they meant by that. I asked them. In particular, I asked during the rendezvous. I asked members of the Mafia, and then I asked them, can I use this story? So, some of the stories that I'm pulling from here are direct contributions from painful points in your fellow Mafia members' lives. There's blood in these talks. There's a heartbeat in these talks. They're of you. They're for you. Take advantage. I asked, why are the holidays, this phrase kept getting used too, holidays. Why are the holidays so loathsome to you? What's got you so down about Christmas in particular? Like, what's with the ire here, yeah? And I heard many stories, most of which involved death. My best friend died around Christmas. Oh? When? 10 years ago. Okay. And another. What's wrong with Christmas for you? My dog died on Christmas Eve. Oh, that's 3 years ago. Okay. My grandma died. I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences. Did she also die around Christmas? I see. No, she died in March. Well, this last one in particular struck me, okay? And I heard this one actually 3 separate times. Some variant of this one, 3 times. They all include death. And to some extent, I can understand the first 2, okay? We tend to, in our minds, we tie the 2 dates together, right? One makes you think of the other, so there's the negative connotation on whichever holiday is nearest to the loss, right? You know, it triggers the memory of the thing. I sort of get that. I take umbrage with it because I think that it is an impoverished look at all of life to say, because bad thing happened in a quarter of the calendar year, that quarter of the calendar year is forever lost to me. All joy is forfeit. I'll never smile again in the 4th quarter of my life because something bad happened once. I think that that's an impoverished way to view and to walk through life. But I'll leave that there for a minute because that's not what I want to talk about just now, okay? So that last one, that last one about grandma, she died earlier in this year, okay. Curiouser and curious, so I probed for more info, right? What's the deal? Well, this will be the first Christmas without her. Oh, she died this March. Oh, okay. So she died, okay, I got you. So this will be the first Christmas without grandma. Oh, or grandpa, or whomever. Okay, I see. Yeah, oh, tell me that, oh, grandma made Christmas special. Oh, she made a big fuss about it. What did she do? How did she make Christmas special? oh, she made cookies and all kinds of stuff. And you know, she'd decorate the house. We always traveled to her place for Christmas, and she'd have this big old tree, and we'd always have this tradition of we'd get to go hang up an ornament on the tree, and there'd be cookies, and like we didn't really get to have cookies, but like when we were at grandma's house, you could have all the cookies you want, and there were like 50 different kinds, and she'd make this and she'd make that, and we'd like watch movies, and like it was curl up in blankets, and we'd go look at Christmas lights, and it was so fun. And then like grandpa, we'd go out, okay, don't tell anybody, but like, you know, he's got a pickup truck, and we'd get our blankets and all bundled up, and we'd sit in the bed of his truck, right? Totally illegal. And we'd drive around and look at Christmas lights, riding around the neighborhood in the back of that pickup truck. And it was just so much fun. He'd have the window open back there. We'd all have little mugs of hot cocoa. The best. And now that she's gone, Christmas sucks, yeah? Let me ask you this. And I said this to our dear friend here in the Mafia, a couple of them. Do you think it cost her nothing to make Christmas special, Grandma? Do you think it was zero effort on her part? I got sort of a puzzled response. Well, oh no, okay. When asking people about their hatred of the holidays, I heard more than one person lament the loss of a parent, okay? In both cases, they'd say something to the effect of, well, the family used to get together for a lot of holidays, right? But when my mom died, there was no one to corral everyone, you know? No one to like gather everybody. So we stopped meeting. Got it. Okay. So I said to them, Mom was the glue. Mom was the glue. Let me ask you this. Do you think it cost her nothing to corral the family? All those different schedules, all those different families from out of town, perhaps. Do you think that was zero effort on her part? Allow me to be lovingly candid for a minute. You here now listening to this, you've been drafting off the folks who've gone before you. You've been hard carried this whole time. Gus, my life isn't easy. You've been hard carried. And now you don't like the holidays? Why? Because of the loss? Because now someone's not exhausting themselves to make it special for you? Right. You've always enjoyed the benefits of somebody else's sacrifices, and now that they're not around, it falls to you. To motivate yourself, to make the holiday special for you, right? You've abdicated that, though. You've abdicated any responsibility and instead just lament their absence. Actually, I think it might be more appropriate to say that you resent their absence. Give that one some thought sometime. You might be surprised to see what your inner feelings are on this. Do you know what maturity is? Maturity. You know what it is? Maturity is the willingness to sacrifice of oneself in the service of some greater good. That's what maturity is, okay? I'm gonna say that again. Maturity is the willingness to sacrifice of oneself in the service of some greater good. So what is it that made the holidays special before you lost your loved one? Sacrifice. You benefited from someone else's sacrifice. The mature people in your life sacrificed so that you could thrive, so that you could have a brilliant holiday experience. And now that they're gone, so is the sacrifice. What about your posterity? What about those who come after you? Not just biological kids, it doesn't have to be just offspring. Hey, this includes your community, this includes your society, this includes your country. Broadly, this includes humanity. Who's going to sacrifice in order that they might thrive, if not you? I might articulate the ask of hard mode another way. Be the glue. Opt in to be the glue. Even when no one else will. Perhaps especially when no one else will. Opt in. So-and-so made the holidays special because the whole family got together because of them, right? They would just, yeah. People from out of state. People with different schedules. People with different aged kids. Different careers. Different jobs. Different obligations. Different, like, PTO or whatever. Sick days with their work. How did insert beloved, now late family member orchestrate all of that? How did they? Through great effort. Two weeks ago, I talked to you guys about the CNRs at length and the future of them. That's again for you new joins here. That's the Cosa Nostra rendezvous. These are our small group get-togethers. Happen on Wednesdays. It won't do to try to do life meaningfully with and develop depth with something like 20 people, 30 people in a call. We've tried. No, these groups are like 7 or 8 people because that's sort of the capacity for that time and for the depth with this many folks, okay? Why do the CNR crews function right now? Why are there crews that when I don't show up, they don't meet? Why the 2 or 3 times that I've missed a Wednesday, all of 2024? Why do some crews get together just fine, but others don't? Why can I use that information to predict which rendezvous crews will disintegrate after I'm gone? Because the best predictor of future behavior is what? Past behavior. Going forward, if a crew fails, it'll fail because nobody's willing to be the glue. No one's willing to be uncomfortable enough to risk the embarrassment. The risk is real. What if you screwed up? What if you fall short? What if someone doesn't like you? What if someone doesn't like what you have to say? What if somebody, Yeah. Hot Bride was part of the ladies group, okay? I've got my whiskey and cigar group that I meet with, my guys group. She's got a ladies group. And they had a sort of leader, right? And she needed to move for work, okay? Continuing education and work had her move across the country. So they, off they went. And this group of like 12 different women, like 12, 13, 14, 15 different women, all went, well, it's been a good run, y'all. Have a nice life. They'd been meeting together for years. Well, we had a good run. Oh, it was so nice meeting with you guys each week. Man, life's gonna suck without you guys. I got to go through the highs and the lows. I got to celebrate stuff with you. Like, you guys have been like family to me. You were really there for me when we needed it. My family would have not made it through X without you guys coming along. Like, why? Man, shame, real shame that we've now got to break up and never talk to each other again. What? Oh, the glue left. The glue moved across the country. Ah. There's another phrase that I love. I'd be remiss actually if I didn't mention this. Top Bride has to hear me talk all the time, you guys, about everything. I run all of my ideas past her. She claims that she loves listening to me talk, which is very sweet. Could be a very sweet fib. I don't know. She's not a public speaker. She is an introvert. She, gets drained from interactions. She's very competent at whatever she puts her hand to, but that doesn't make her comfortable doing it, right? She's heard these talks from me. She's heard these conversations. She's heard me run around these ideas. I've been building these things for months now in preparation for January. And I basically made that face at her when she said that they were all going to disband. I'm like, Duff, you've got to be kidding me. And you know what? Now, she and another are working at they're keeping the crew together. Okay? They're like, nobody's leaving the group chat. We're not done here. What? We were out the door. Whatever do you mean? We're gonna make this thing happen. But the glue will be the glue. Oh, thank God. I don't have to be. But she stepped up. And Hot Bride is getting a lesson in this very thing right now, in real time. She's submitted herself to discomfort. She has sat at the feet of pain to study under its tutelage, that she might grow, that she might mature. She is sacrificing of herself. What? To serve some higher good. She's maturing. She's being the glue. That's crazy. Now, there's another phrase that I really like. This adage that I've heard for a couple years now, been rattling around in my brain. It's been posed in a handful of different forms. I like this one. I wrote it down so I don't mess it up because it's a little bit ye olde English. And I want to develop that as I close this stuff. By a man named Elton Trueblood. A man has made at least a start on discovering the meaning of human life when he plants shade trees under which he knows full well he will never sit. A man has made at least a start on discovering the meaning of human life when he plants shade trees under which he knows full well he will never sit. Variants of that include: a society grows old when there are men who are willing to plant trees, the shade of which they'll never enjoy. And I've talked to many of you about this phrase before. And it is here absolutely essential to discuss. Friends, we, all of us here, no matter where you are, no matter how old you are, no matter what country you're from, no matter what socioeconomic background you have, no matter what your medical maladies, all of us, we are living in the shade of trees we never planted nor toiled to grow. We are living in the shade of trees we neither toiled to plant nor to tend. We take for granted that there are trees at all, giving no thought to how they got there. And if we continue as we are, someday we'll be looking around and wondering why there's no trees, why there's no shade. And after that, we'll tell stories to our grandkids about a time when there were trees everywhere. Where'd they come from, Grandpa? And where'd they all go? I don't know. I don't work here. Plant trees. Next week, we'll talk about step 2, loving. Arguably the tougher of the two. But tonight, it was very important to talk about step 1. So by summing up here, what is the ask of hard mode? First of all, it's different than the rest of Twitch. This community is different than other Discord communities because our purpose is different. My intent is different. My aim is different. Why will I be on the internet? Why will I stream? You veterans of this community can probably answer this question. Some of you really well. Why will I stream? I again refer you to my About section. My being on the internet is purposed with one thing that also happens to be the most difficult thing in the whole of human experience: loving and serving you. Though only human, and therefore often terrible at it, I wish to love on others as I'd wish to be loved. If you've been burned before by those claiming to care about you, and you rightfully wonder how this could be any different than the last bajillion times, my invitation is simple. Come and see. Come and see. Follow on Twitch. Subscribe on YouTube. Join the Discord. If you think that you're ready to begin the work, join the Discord. Get plugged in on a Wednesday. Another misconception? Well, I join a Wednesday and all of my problems vanish, yeah? Gus has spoken so highly of it, I've heard others do the same. I just show up one Wednesday and voila, I'm cured of what ails me, yeah? Well, then you've not been listening. The benefit is in the doing. The benefit is in the journey. The destination, what does the destination benefit you if you've not done the work to get there? No. The benefit is in showing up, and showing up again, and showing up again, and showing up again. You may first show up. This may be your first talk here. Some of you that's true for. You show up. First time you've ever heard me talk is here on tonight's stream. That's true of a couple of you. And if you're still here, and again, I'm not seeing chat, I apologize. If you're still here, kudos to you. Again, as I began with, it says a great deal. It speaks volumes about the caliber of human who opts in to submits themselves to the tutelage of discomfort, to the tutelage of pain. You show up, and you show up again, and you show up again. And after a while, you go, wait a minute, I'm not the same person that I was. Did the material get easier? Did I become less severe, less candid, less harsh, less difficult? Did I water down my message? No. What's changed? You have. You've changed. You're braver. You're tougher now. Why? How? Because of the body hardening that you've submitted to of your own volition, of your own choosing. I will submit to this instruction. I will submit to this discomfort. I say again, with perhaps renewed meaning here, each of you is a unique challenge to love. I'm going to dissect that in great detail next Friday. That's a big to-do. That's going to be something. But step one tonight, opt in. What does opting in mean? Caring enough to change. What does that look like here? What does that look like in the Mafia community? As a practical example, it might mean you've got a less than perfect relationship with somebody. Maybe, and as expected, you get to develop depth with the people in your crew. You join a crew each week, you're there for that crew, and you're developing depth with them. And good for you. Good on you. Someone outside of your crew, though. It's a big community and growing. You don't know them. You don't know them particularly well. And they say something that rubs you wrong. Whatever it is. It grinds on you. It grates on you, okay? And you don't like it. And what do you do? How do you handle it? What does hard mode look like in this situation? It's a good question. Does it look like telling them off? No, I don't see other people telling people off. Gus hasn't told anybody off either, including the trolls. Why hasn't he done that? Why hasn't Gus banned the trolls? Why hasn't Gus banned the difficult people? Especially when I've heard rumors. Listen, I've been around a minute now and I've heard talk. I've heard tale in a back alley somewhere with a switchblade that there have been some particularly irksome, loathsome, difficult maybe even scary people in the Mafia. And this was brought to Gus's attention. The sole person with power to ban. Yes, that's right. No moderators. Just me. It's been brought to his attention. He knows. Why hasn't he banned them? For your growth, for your benefit, for your body hardening, for your maturation, for your well-being, because, as is the theme that will carry us through 2025, I am more interested in your character than your comfort. That's why they're not banned. What does hard mode look like? You sitting in that pain, that discomfort. I really don't like that person. I really don't like the things that they say. It really drives me crazy. Ooh, it drives me crazy. That pain forcing you to what? Telling you to what? Screaming at you to what? Change. Change what? Change them? Gus always says, I can't change. The only person you can change is you. That's true. Only person you can change is you. So what will you do? Well, change. The only person I can change is me. Change me? You're saying because they're an asshole, I've got to change? Maybe. Crazier things have worked. I have to adjust. Yeah, something's got to give. Well, they're not going to listen to me even if I do talk to them. Oh. So what you're saying is you don't have any rapport with this person. You don't have any you don't have any skin in the game. Why should they listen to you, right, random stranger? Oh, they shouldn't. Step 1. Decide that this person is worth changing for. Ooh. Not just that it's pragmatic, not just that it's practical, not just that this might be the thing that works. No. Decide that this person that you have until now dismissed or chagrined or resented as less than. Hard mode means opting in to a change of heart. I used the word transformation earlier, and here it is. I need a transformed heart that says that this person, loathsome to me though they be, is worthy of the work. Incidentally, friends, that's what I have done with each of you. That's why I'm doing any of this. That's why I'll run this business. That's why I will work countless hours each week. That's why I will forego all of the stuff that I could have had by doing some other job and submit myself to the pain, submit myself to the tutelage, the instruction of pain by doing life with you. Gus, are you saying I cause you pain? Very often, yes. And as a result, I get stronger. I develop, I mature, which means, you know what it means? Do you know what the implications of this are? It means I am now better equipped to love and serve the next person. And for that, I thank you. I thank you for bringing you to the life, bringing you as you are to this, and risking doing community, risking sharing life, risking. It's a risk. I'm grateful that you do so. I'm particularly grateful to the people on Wednesdays who show up again and again, even when it's inconvenient. I am benefited. I've said before, don't suspect that the chief beneficiary of your attending a CNR crew will be you. Might not be. I submit to you that it's probably not you. It's others if they're willing. It's others if they're opted into hard mode. It's others if they're working on this, they're humaning, if they're getting their reps in. Very often that's what doing hard mode looks like, getting your reps in. And then one day you go, wait, that wasn't so bad. What the heck? Yeah, it's because you've done it 10 times. Now, I am benefited by this far more than everybody else because I get to attend all the crews. I get to be challenged by all of you difficult people. Each of your circumstances, unique challenge that I must adapt to, that I must adapt to learn, which will be the subject of next week's talk. Bespoke care, bespoke love. But first it starts with a decision. You are worth it. That troll, whatever troll it is, comes in, says whatever. I have decided ahead of time. That person needs this. Damn it. That person needs community the same as you or I. What good is my message? Do I believe what I'm teaching here? Do I practice what I preach? When I say, don't you? Isn't that what you mean? A fellow human. Not just any old thing. Not just any old creature. Not just any old... No. They are the same as you. Or me. That person, given the opportunity, that person, should they be, that person may very well end up in a leadership role around here. That person may end up as the glue, if given the chance. And you want to toss them out? No, they need this. And they die without it. Same as you. Same as me. If you cut me, do I not bleed? They are the same. That's the decision that I have made ahead of time. Each of you are worth the inconvenience. Now it falls to you to decide the same. Plant trees. Be the glue. Try to be the glue. Learn to be the glue. You want the holidays to recover in your world? You want posterity to enjoy Christmas? It's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you. Sometimes a lot. Time, effort, energy, headaches, money. Oh yeah. So much effort. It's going to cost a great deal. Again, that word for that is sacrifice. Why has Christmas been so good for you? Because someone else sacrificed. Perhaps it's your turn to sacrifice. Opt in. Be the glue. Plant trees, the shade of which you will not enjoy. Start something with blood, sweat, and tears here that will be enjoyed by posterity for generations to come. Do it because it's the right thing to do, not because of some potential gain on your part. Do it because others have done it for you. Even ones you've never known, or never acknowledged, never thought about, never thanked. It's often a thankless job, thankless work, to be planting trees. To be the glue. That's why opting in is doing it for the right reasons, because there very often won't be an incentive otherwise. So decide. Decide. What's worth it? What's worth it to you to change? And then make those decisions. And that's it. That's it for tonight's talk. Believe it or not. I know you're shocked. New folks around here are like, what's so shocking? Veterans are falling out of their chairs because I worked very hard to whittle down a lot of my thoughts on this. Cut away a lot of the fat, down to the bones. Try to get something succinct so that this is easier to edit in the future. A habit that I need to get much better at. Something, again, I've talked to the high-level patrons about in past months, okay? I need to get better about getting the talks chopped down to digestible little bite-sized pieces, which means the talks need to be shorter. So it is. Imagine me, of all the people in the world, being succinct when it's my least favorite thing to be. It's worth the discomfort of change, I decided. Now, I'm curious for your questions. I know that I've missed a bunch of chat, and the nature of this particular beast is that I can't rewind that far. I can't go all the way back to the beginning of me yammering and see everything that everybody wrote. I did see out of my peripheral vision quite a lot of movement in chat. I hope that was you guys being kind, respectful, full of grace toward one another. answering one another's questions, pointing people toward resources. I hope that that was lively and beneficial. I hope that the sacrifice of your time and your energy was to the benefit of another. But if you've got specific questions about this, applications of it, changes to the CNRs, any expectations there, if you've got a genuine question here, I'd like to field them. There's no order or whatever. You could just hammer out a question there in chat and I will attempt to answer it here. If it's more specific, I can't guarantee that I can get back to DMs in the Discord with any sort of haste whatsoever. I have done a lot of work the last 3 days scrambling to catch up on correspondences. And there's still more. There always is. So DMs are increasingly becoming not the best way to get a hold of me. A couple of you have said, hey, I've got a question for you. Cool. Chat. So, you got any questions? I'd love to hear them. Are the veterans not too shocked? Nice way to start my Saturday. And Sabrina, you had several remarks about this sort of thing, about the topic of discussion from the first one on the 3rd that I did not get to address specifically, stuff your dad used to do that you're now looking at in new light. And I think I saw another remark about that here in chat tonight that I didn't get to address properly. I've not got to address that meaningfully in your crew, and I've not got to meaningfully address that or acknowledge that here tonight. And for that, I apologize. I enjoyed waking up to this. I'm glad, Ski. Honored to know you all. Thankful for the welcome and love. I'm glad to have you, Spirit. Glad to have you in this thing. I look forward to the edited version. It'll be somewhat short, Commodore. Somewhat short. Imagine, right? It's Saturday now. No. Your clock's wrong, Ski. It's only 10:30. 10:30 pum on Friday. Still weekend's eve. Gus thought about future Gus. I know it, Jack. See, Jack's having a heart attack over it. It's nuts. You said, that's it. I'm like, we have another 2 hours. I know it. I know it, Sabrina. And what is more shocking still is, though I could yammer on for hours, obviously it's my favorite thing to do, you all know this, I'm going to try to rein all that in. So actually, it's theoretically possible that I could end early. If there's no questions, if there's nothing people specifically want me to speak to, any examples or caveats or comments, questions, criticisms, heckling, if there's none of that, I won't waste your time. Yes, I could give all of next week's talk still here right now, but I don't want to. I want them to be shorter. And if I end early, it means that maybe I could squeeze in an extra 2 hours of editing tonight. Wouldn't that be something? Wouldn't that be something? You can use an IRC client. I don't know what that means, Commodore. I don't know what that means. Take a number. Oh, take a number. That's hilarious. Not necessarily surprised with it. I know you've been talking about trimming this one down a lot. Yeah, I have, Pep. Yeah, you've heard that. I've told the Chads. Also, it's good to see you, Pep. Are you done? I forgot. I haven't checked lurks. Oh, yeah, you rated out. Oh, Anna. Oh, good. I didn't have Anna pulled up. This is good. This is a good. Who else? Who else is done? You're done. Who are you? Stranger danger. Get away from me. You're good. You're still going. You're still going. So are you. Why are you still going? That's surprising. Huh. Okay. Whatever. Whenever. Oh. Okay, let me see here. Today is Friday in California. Exactly, Commodore. Just reposting a message I posted that you missed. Thank you for doing that, Spirit. Any of the rest of you, by the way, that want to copy paste a message from earlier, please do so. I will not be offended in the slightest. Reposts, baby. Holidays are tricky for me due to an old trauma in my younger years. I get anxious and have nightmares, but I still do my damn best to make it special for myself and those around me. Ah. Yeah, Spirit. I get that. And again, as you heard me say a lot, exhaustively tonight, you're in good company. But I like that you phrased it tricky. Obviously, I set a trap for saying that one hates the holidays and so forth. You said they're tricky for me. That's a much better attitude. There's a shift there. If one uses that adjective rather than they're awful, they're loathsome, I hate them. Tricky. That's a really good step, right direction. That's a good shift of mind already to saying, all right, it's going to be more difficult for me than it otherwise would have been. And would that I hadn't suffered what I have so that I didn't have to have them be described or approached as tricky. Would that that were the case. Alas, life happens. And terrible things happen in life. This is now the hand I'm dealt. One could settle in to easy mode and go, I'm a victim, and so shall I ever be. Or you can use words like tricky instead and go, ooh, where this was once easy, now it will be tricky. Oh, nothing to it but to do it. It's really something. I like it. I like it a lot. How exactly do I go about getting plugged into a CNR? Looks around the Discord, but confused. Ah, yeah, that thing that Guts posted. The CNR. You go to the events tab. Events tab is in the top left. Okay, so the events tab. I will break this down, Wild. It's a great question. A freaking great question. 11:30 Pum, where I am. Oh, Galaxy. Mountain time. That's fun. Mountain time. I don't know the provinces, so I can't, I don't know what's up there. Ontario? No, I don't know. Okay. The CNRs. Right now, they start from 9 a.m. They begin. They start 9 Pacific time, okay? 9 a.m. Pacific. Then the next one starts at 11 a.m. Pacific. You can convert these to your time zone wherever you're at, okay? So Pacific time. 9 a.m., 11 a.m., 1 pum, 3 pum, 5 pum, 7 pum, 9 pum, okay? Now, right now, again, these don't have unlimited caps on size. We cap them because it's not conducive to development of depth within communities if it's just open and it's just a huge mob of people, okay? So we cap them at 8 people. The crews that are right now full, 7, 8, 9 people, somewhere in there, right? You should be able to see, everybody will have visible to them, down in the bottom left of the Discord, you will see crew names. They might not make any sense to you. You'll see the Cake Factory. You'll see the Chads. You'll see the Misfits. You'll see Coffee Crew, okay? You'll see all those things listed. Actually, I don't know if you can see the Cake Factory. Do you see the Cake Factory? That one is almost full. I don't know if that one's been capped yet. Anyways, the crews that are full up, okay, those ones have now moved to private channels that you can see, but you can't access. Because I want people to be able to see the CNRs that are happening on Wednesdays. So people don't run into your problem and go, where is everybody? I thought there were people doing things. You can see them. You just can't join them unless you have special permissions for that specific crew. Now, what I announced 2 Fridays ago was the expansion plan for the rendezvous, okay? That is, once those crews are full up, and we're rounding this out here this month, because this was new news, okay? I will be departing those crews. The crews that are full, the crews that are ready to fly, are going to spread their wings and do so. Or, per my warnings tonight, if no one wants to be the glue, they perhaps won't survive. I am going to be stepping into a separate voice call from the existing but full crews. Starting that one's tricky. It'll depend on the crew. Somewhere between the 29th and the 5th. 29th of this month and the 5th of next month. Somewhere in there. There's a couple things I need to sort out with a couple of those crews, so it'll vary. But that's why I've asked a couple people, let me know what time slot works for you. If you see it posted up in the events tab, if you see it, Cosa Nostra Rendezvous, written there right now, if it's like visible to you up in the events tab, that means that one's not full. I've unpublished. I took down the events for the ones that are full. Okay. So you'll see like scattered around ones. They're typically sort of like in the middle of the day. People seem to prefer earlier or later. The middle of the day ones typically have more space right now. So if you see one listed there in the events tab, you can just walk in. It'll be in a public voice channel that you can just jump into. You'll see it at that time, which should be localized to you on the event tab. You don't have to like click the interested button. You don't have to do any of that stuff. I'm not going to see that anyways. Maybe someone else will. I won't. You just show up. Set an alarm on your phone. All right, the CNR starts at this time. Set it for maybe 30 minutes early. That way you make sure you're there on time. And that's it. Then you pick a time that works for you that you can commit to each week. And then you show up. That's it. It's not, well, I'll make it to whichever one my schedule allows. No. Nope, 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 nope. That does not lend itself to the development, again, of depth, which is the purpose of them. Not depth for you, and it inhibits the depth development of the people in that crew, who now have to accommodate someone who doesn't have nothing shared with them, no shared experiences, no shared stories, no shared pool of meaning, something we talked about in one of the books we went through together this last year. So no bouncing around. So you find a time. If it's not listed there in the events tab, DM me. DM me directly, okay? And say, doesn't need to be complicated. You don't got to do anything special. There's no secret passwords. It might be like, hey, this person, the DM is going to be sent to like a filter and they have to accept it. Yeah, that's fine. Send it to me. You don't send me a friend request. Just send me the message. And I'm not like, I don't do friend requests. I've got a bunch of unread friend requests. I'm just like, yep. But send me the DM. I check those. And then let me know. Okay, this time appears to be full, Gus, but I want in when it's open. And it'll be open in like a week or two. And then we're going to be starting up new crews, okay? That's how you do it. I think I answered the question. I hope I answered the question. How do we help those not opting in see that they're worthy of doing so? How can I be a solution? It's a good question, Mel. It's a great question. Here's what I want to do. I want to try and catch up on chat, see what kind of questions we've got, and then I want to give that one some time. Say I wanted to mail you some dope-ass ties. Could I do that? Jack is correct, Ski. Yes. People can mail me ties. There's no guarantee that I will wear them, but you can send me ties. That's a very kind thought. In the Discord, again, you will find, like Mel said, the information for the business address, for the business itself, because this is a business, this is an LLC. In the top left of the Discord, again, it's called the T. I'll be renaming that soon, so it's a little less memey and a little more findable for people. But yeah, that's where all the business T is. So something I thought was going to DM you, I'll put here instead. It must be very difficult for someone to love and serve someone else and take on those challenges and sacrifices that come with being the glue when they're unable to even do that for their own self. The depression or self-loathing. Ooh, interesting. Here's what I'm doing. I am snipping. I'm taking screen snips of these questions. I'm going to get these good questions, then I'm going to come back to these. It's a good question, Sabrina. Did you enjoy trees that were planted before you were born? If not, do you think future generations should enjoy trees you never enjoyed the shade of? Yes. snip that one too. And come back to that one. Good question, Commodore. Everyone says, why me? Why can't somebody else do it? Yeah, absolutely. Repost from earlier. For me, Christmas is a rough time for me. Not at Christmas, but afterwards because of the anniversary of the wreck that nearly took my life. However, I can genuinely say it was one of the best Christmases I ever had that year, which is what I hold on to. I suppose I can revisit the idea here tonight about the people saying, well, I've tied some negative something and it's now connotated to said holiday. But my contention is thus. I think that that's a lousy way of existing. I don't want the people that I care about, that's you, to lose a quarter of the year, one of the big holidays, whatever it is. I don't want you to lose, well, this bad thing happened in summer, so now summer makes me mad. Heat makes me sad. That's no good. Not for someone that I care about, not for somebody that I love. I want better for you. So, I would encourage you, and I am now encouraging you, don't let it remain that way. Exposure therapy, what else? Whatever else. The development of character, tougher skin, thicker skin, whatever it is, such that you have robust enough joy developed in your life that you are not subject to an individual trauma and the tethering that our mind automatically does of, well, it's fall. You know what that means? Grandma died. I would say, and I said to you, several of you in that call, in talking about these things, and it's one of the parts I cut out of tonight's talk. Do you think, for the examples of those of you who lost someone around the holiday, do you think that that's what Grandma would want you to do? Do you think that that would honor her memory? She goes through all this trouble to be the glue and to make Christmas special, yeah? She does all that effort, and then she dies. And you go, I'll never smile around the holidays again in honor of Grandma. Do you think that's what she wants? No, again, she cares about you. She wants the best for you, as do I. So she will want you to be okay without her. That is a big thing to talk about. And again, it's a big chunk of tonight's talk that I cut out of it. It's talking about death. Maybe I'll circle back to that here in a minute. We've got a little bit of time. Maybe I'll circle back to death. Are our humaning muscles atrophied or strained? Or both? Ah, well, that's one that an individual will know, Commodore. Mine are definitely strained, and that's by design. I'm working out every day. I'm sore. My humaning muscles are sore every day by choice. Still love the holidays, just bad memories. 6:34 a.m. Spirit crazy. Coffee is our glue. Guts. Misfit, right, Jack? Right. I forgot to check my crew's name during the first one. Oh, that's okay. That's okay, Spirit. You didn't get to see crew. You didn't see the crew name for the one you joined. That's because some people join one and then they never come back. So they're not given crew access right away. So you didn't see your crew chat because you've only been there once. But keep coming. Keep coming. Back to being live. Hooray, Tink, welcome back. Good to see you. All caught up. Good for you, Glen Coco. You go, Glen Coco. You've had multiple people shuffle life around to make that time. Absolutely, Tink. Absolutely. That is no joke. Thank you for dropping all the links Did he freeze? Oh no, did I freeze? Oh no. Friendship means more than pushing a button. Absolutely, Commodore. Thank you so much. That was very helpful. I'm glad, Wildling. I'm glad, Wild. My entire browser stuttered. Mine's done that a couple times. Send 8-bit ties. I like 8-bit ties. I've got one. I don't know how many other 8-bit ties exist out there, but I've got the one. I like it. Crimson red tie that Gus got upset when I threw it. Oh, did I? I mean, yeah, don't throw ties. Don't throw ties, Ski. Question that's been on my mind for a while. Unsure how to ask. How could one be the glue in a relationship when they are the only one putting forward effort in that relationship? How could one help the other see the need to build depth? Okay, so Mel's question. It's a good question, Pep. A good question, sir. Okay. Remembering someone and celebrating someone are often very different. Okay. Okay. So Pep's question and Mel's question and Sabrina's and Commodore's. Commodore, I'm going to tackle yours first because this one's actually fairly simple. I chose not to spend a bunch of time tonight exhaustively explaining the metaphor of planting trees during the lecture portion proper, okay? That's because you're smart. You can figure this out. I wasn't gonna insult anyone's intelligence by being like, so guys, the tree is whatever, okay? The tree is all the stuff. You've heard the phrase that we stand on the shoulders of giants technologically, right? Like with medicine, with engineering, we stand on the shoulders of giants, undoubtedly. That's people who planted trees before our time. And we reap the rewards. We sit in the shade of the people who've done all of that work ahead of us. Okay, none of that stuff happened for free. None of that was without blood, sweat, and tears. Planting trees, that's any wealth that gets passed from generation to generation. And you're like, that's not me, Gus. My family doesn't have any wealth. Any kind of money. They've all been terrible with money. Oh, so they haven't planted any trees for you. Bastards. They taught me that education was super important. They inculcated this idea with me when I was young, and they just hammered my education, and they said, read, absorb as much knowledge as possible. It will benefit you later. You won't understand this now, but this is important. They planted a seed in your life and said, I want to see this tree bear fruit. I know what will come from this, and it'll be exhausting. It'll be a bunch of work. And they won't understand it or appreciate it now, but I'm going to go through all that toil for the good that I know it will bring. Planting trees. Now, there's a whole bunch of societal sorts of things, okay? You're planting them. I benefit from countless things, countless innovations, countless comforts that others toiled for. And this is, and to round off this question from Commodore here, I know you do, they weren't literal. I think that a healthy life in many ways begins with, yes, it rhymes because it's easier to remember, an attitude of gratitude. So instead of, here's the things I don't have. Like, there's countless people in America who complain about being poor, but they've got a 50-inch TV in their home, or 70-inch TV, or an 800-inch TV, you know, in their home. And when I said that just now, some of you, and many others who will hear this at some point, will go, well, yeah, because it was only $300 and it was on sale and it was a good deal. Yes, but those $300 could have been invested in something, and then for your posterity, those $300 could have been $300,000. Oh, right, you were just thinking about you. Right. But poor you, right? Well, I was never handed anything. Then I point the finger at your parents too, and their 40-inch TV. The TV is going to get smaller as we go back the generations here. But the principle remains. What have you done to steward what you've been given? Because what you've been given is like, we don't have polio because of the medical giants on whose shoulders we stand. Measles, mumps, malaria, all these things that we used to die of every 2 seconds here in the West. We don't anymore. But poor you, right? No, it could be worse. I promise you it could be worse. And the people who get mad when I say it could be worse, you lack perspective. The people who say stuff like, you know what, China's not so bad. You don't have the capacity in your brain to fathom what bad is in this context. And that says everything that it needs. That says it all. You have it so good that you can't imagine saying the wrong thing about a leader, and then you are black bagged in the middle of the night, never to be heard from again. You can't picture it. You have it so good. You don't know what it's like to have lived in the USSR. Because you can't picture jackboots kicking in your door and hauling you off to Gulag. No, you lack perspective. Yes, I definitely live in the shade of trees that I did not toil to plant, nor to tend. I definitely do. And I try very hard to be conscious of that. To have an attitude of gratitude for all manner of things. All manner of things. Our home is in need of incredible repair. Like basically every stick that this thing is made of needs to be replaced. But I am absolutely drowning in gratitude and blessing to have a roof over my head. And yet, I know all sorts of people who lament the roof over their head because it's not better. Yeah, but it's also not worse. Okay. Mel/Pep's question. How do we help those who aren't opting in see that they're worthy of doing so? How can I be a solution? Unfortunately, the answer is it will take pain. That's in many cases. Okay? The longer answer is I'll be addressing that next Friday, which is the how. That's the how-to. Oh, good. There's a gnat flying in front of my camera. That's very annoying. That's the how-to. Bespoke care, bespoke love, right? It starts with deciding that this person is worthy enough for me to get to study so that I know how to talk to this person and then getting good at talking to this person. Again, I'll be talking about that at length next week. This gnat, I swear, where did you go, you actual rat bastard? I've now seen it in my viewfinder several times. Shy of that, and we don't have the capacity. We humans, we do not have the capacity for doing this for everybody. We just don't. It's not physically possible. It's not logistically possible, okay? I cannot go to each of you and give you each an individual talking to convince you of these things. Of things that I know to be true, that I have evidences for. I cannot do it. I want to, I can't. So, barring the ability to do that, the skill to do that, and the wherewithal, the want, the desire, the dream, the opt-in, barring that, pain. It will take pain. It will take suffering. When those people suffer enough, perhaps they will think on people who did not reject them. Perhaps they will think on people who said, no, opt in. this will save you. Come into a group of people who care, who are trying to care at any rate, who wants to do this thing well. Opt in and see what happens. The former is what I would prefer. I would very much prefer to go to each of you and with skill and eloquence and time and tailor-made love, I would do everything in my power to convince you that you are worthy. Since I can't do that, I'll be leaning on you guys to do that. Again, the topic for next week. But shy of that, the answer is pain. When we suffer enough, pain forces us to move. If we haven't suffered enough, we won't move. Some people would rather die, and then they do. I know some people like that, who would rather die, and then they do. You have control over one person on a good day, right? And it's you. Some people are not well. Some people will not be saved. What does it look like to care for somebody who is absolutely super destructive to themselves physically? What does care look like? Put them in a straitjacket? Put them in a padded room? To what end? Sometimes there aren't good answers. Sometimes there are not pretty answers. Sometimes there are very ugly band-aids that are used in lieu of an actual solution. Something I thought, which I was going to DM you, but I'll put it here instead. It must be very difficult for someone to love and serve someone else, take on those challenges. This is a really good point, Sabrina. I have several times used the illustration of an oxygen mask. I have said, and several of you have remembered and impressed me by regurgitating it in a rendezvous crew, you know who you are. They said, your own oxygen mask first. If you've ever flown and you hear them going through their safety brief for the plane, they'll say, hey, in the event that we lose pressure in the cabin, oxygen masks will fall from the compartments above you and dangle in front of your face, okay? And then they say, secure your own oxygen mask first. Then turn to the person next to you and assist them with theirs. A small child or something is always in the illustration, right? So it's mom is sitting here, oxygen mask falls, little boy is next to her, oxygen mask falls down above him too. He doesn't know what he's doing. So a mom's instinct perhaps might be, I gotta put it on my kid first. And so she's fumbling with it, and then she blacks out. What's the kid gonna do? Is the kid now securely with his oxygen mask? Now is he gonna help her get hers on? Freaking no. Little kid, doesn't know anything, useless. That's why you do your own first. That way, one, you're all right, and now two, you can be helpful to him or to them. Whatever it is. I'm okay. Cool. Check, check, check. Good. Now, even if the kid just blacked out from lack of oxygen, bad case scenario, right? Mom can still get the oxygen mask on him, get the oxygen flowing, and save his life. Voila. Both are alive. It's not, oh, brave mom sacrificed herself to put her oxygen mask on kid first. No, now that kid doesn't have a mom because she was stupid. Your own oxygen mask first. You're no good to anybody if you're dead. Okay? So, hate to be crass about it, but we start there. Be alive. Remain of the living. Okay? Gotta do that. Very important. Very important first step. Remain living. To this effect, to this end, yes, you are absolutely filled with self-loathing and you do not esteem yourself particularly highly, and you're like, I don't know how to, maybe I'm not worthy of being the glue. Maybe I'm not worthy of being in a crew. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm no good. And maybe the world would be better off without me. Yeah. If you want to dishonor everything that I've ever taught, go ahead and believe that. Genuine question. You don't have to answer in chat. Genuine question. Do any of you, I'm using it for rhetorical effect, do any of you think me an idiot? Think me dumb? Think me dull or slow, uneducated, illiterate? Do any of you think me obtuse or like, you know, not very knowledgeable? Okay. I have done a lot of study. Part of my life for this means study. Again, I'm going through 9 books in preparation for February's topic. Okay? 9 books just for that. I do that with a lot of topics. Why? Because I'm opting in. Because I decided you're worth it. You're worth that effort. Okay, I opt in. All right. Beyond that, though, that's beyond the opting in and it's doing hard mode. I'm trying to serve you with that material. That's why I'll do it. Beyond that, I am pretty well read. I'm pretty well educated. I study constantly. And I subject myself to all sorts of miserable critical thinking things all of the time, in no small part because that's been part of my job for the military apparatus to which I am currently attached. Okay? I gotta do that critical thinking business. I gotta weed them out. If I come to you and say, you matter, you have value, I say I want to make meaningful content, right? Because you're meaningful. Content that matters because you matter. Content of value because you have value. When I say that to you, do you go, Gus is dumb. Gus doesn't know anything. It's very nice sentiment, but Gus is uneducated and dull, kind of a dullard, that one. I can just sort of dismiss what he says. Or do you think I maybe have reason to believe that? Do you think maybe that that's grounded in something? Do you think that if push came to shove, I could cite my sources? You think I'm saying it to just be nice? Think I'm saying it empty flattery? Is that what you think? Having known me for however long you have, is that the impression that I give off? I'm given to empty flattery. Words are wind, but Gus uses them. Boy, howdy. Just... Who knows what's actually true? Honestly, a bunch of drivel coming out of that dummy. So, does one follow the other? If I say you have worth, unspeakable worth, and that worth means I'll get dressed up for you all the time, even if it was just for you, because you matter, you're worth it. I would spend all this time preparing these talks. You know what? I'm going through these 9 books in preparation for February's series, right? Because of one dude in particular that I thought of. There's a bunch of you guys out there that fit the bill and that are like gonna be benefited by it, but there's one dude in particular that I had in mind when I was convicted that this is something that I ought to do. And I started gathering up books and resources and study and reread a couple old books in preparation for this. Not, well, we reached critical mass and therefore I guess I ought to do it. Nope. That one person was worth it. You are worth it. I've said this before. The veterans of the channel know this, but you guys don't. A lot of you new folks don't. I announced this last Friday, right? We're walking away from the military, Hot Bride and I both. Our contracts are up and we're not renewing. If that's news to you now, welcome in. Dirt, it's super good to see you, my friend. I'm glad to have you here. Jerry, also welcome, sir. Welcome. The talk proper is concluded. The lecture portion of this is concluded. Now I'm answering questions for those of you just joining us. But yes, that may be news to some of you who didn't hear that last week. Hot Bride and I are not re-upping on our contracts. We are officially getting out now, okay? That means that I will be out of the military in mere weeks at this point, okay? Mere weeks. I have said historically that if this project fails, I get to go back on active duty orders to support my family. That's been my plan. It's been my fallback plan. I went into this at length last week. I cannot encourage you enough to go see it. It was a short stream. It was a short talk because I was doing military stuff. Go watch it on 1.5 times speed, whatever it is. The sentiment there was important because the point of it, part of it was you are important. It has always been a safety net that I could fall back on, okay? I could go get a job active duty right now with my unit, who has for the last all of the 3 years and change that I've been doing this, all of them begging me to take active duty orders. There is no, well, maybe we can, no. They're dying for people to do this. They're hurting. And I've said, no, I'm working on this. That was a value judgment that I needed to make, right? Okay, but this entire time, I could have, and I still could, today, I suppose, at any point, go, no, this is too hard, I'm gonna go back to that, which I could somnambulize my way through every day of the week, and immediately, not in a little while, once I ramp up, immediately start making $90,000 a year. Immediately. You. I don't just mean corporately, I don't mean just all of you combined. Now that there's this many of you. No, you, individually, sitting there in that chair, you are worth me losing $90,000 a year. You. But Gus, I'm what? What could you possibly say? But you don't know what I've done. Yeah, you're a disappointment. I get that. Same. Twinsies. Oh, but I've done some bad things. Same. Twinsies. I say all the time, regardless of where you've been, what you've done, how old you are, we share this. We are disappointments. We are human. You disappoint yourself, you disappoint others. Imagine you're a screw up. Join the club. We have jackets. The mafia is full of them. And anybody who jumps into the mafia and is like, not me, I'm perfect. You're not going to last long in the mafia. Not because you'll be kicked out, but because you won't like it. There's no room for perfect people. It's going to chafe you. The implication that you might not be perfect is going to wear on you. It's going to weigh down from above. And you're like, my lies are crumbling under the weight of the truth. And you'll leave. We share this. If nothing else, we start here with this in common. Oh, fella, screw up? Me too. We don't celebrate it. We're not like high-fiving over it. But we're also not like dejected and miserable because of it. You acknowledge it. Okay, great. I've screwed up. Excellent first step. Now what? It's like the 12-step programs, you know? You first step, admit that you're powerless to change on your own. Okay? Now what? Get help because you're powerless to change on your own. Well, you're in the right place. I'm a screw up and I've got a lot of work to do and I don't think I could do it by myself. Surprise! That's everybody. At least everybody with any amount of intellectual integrity, to admit that they're a screw up, to admit that they're the problem very often, and that to admit that they've got to change. So you admit the problem and then you work together to solve it. Exactly. You work together to advance, to progress. Will you ever be perfect? No. Spoiler alert, ain't gonna happen. Through a lifetime of effort and toil, you will not be perfect. It's not possible. Again, something we share. But you can improve. You can get better. You can break addictions. You can break the chains of whatever have been passed to you by your terrible predecessors. The stuff that you are sickened by when you look in the mirror, yeah, that can end too. Much, much more to say in our much, much more difficult month ahead. February is going to be, again, your special word for the day is brutal. You can do that. So change. Your value, it's not to do with what you bring. It's not diminished by what you've done. The people who are at the heart of your question, Sabrina, is somebody who is filled with self-loathing, but who still strives to be the glue. That is a super important thing. Our lives are benefited from serving others, from loving others. I've mentioned this elsewhere, but you can readily find this research, okay? This is something I've talked about ever since I've learned this. I've shouted it from the rooftops, okay? From the rooftops. I didn't have a mountaintop. I had a newsroom and a camera. Microphone? I don't remember. There is no more robust finding in all of psychology than this. There is no more tight causal link, one-to-one. In all of the psychological literature, there is nothing like this, okay? This has been studied and beat to death with peer review and duplication, okay? Duplication of efforts and results, okay? One-to-one. Your level of misery is tethered to how much time you spend thinking about yourself. That is one-to-one. You think about yourself, you're more miserable. You stop thinking about yourself so often, your misery goes down. They're tied. So how do you solve this? How do you solve this self-loathing thing? Start thinking about others. Stop spending so much time in the damn mirror. Stop spending so much time spiraling in your diary. Instead, go help someone. Go serve someone. Go love someone. It doesn't have to be here in the Mafia. It can be. But go. But I don't like myself. That's why you should go. Help someone else, and it helps you. Ta-da! Self-centered people are miserable people. Look it up. Look it up. Don't take my word for it. Look that up. Look up the 1-to-1 ratio. Misery to self-loathing to, like, how would they word it? It's like narcissism. I don't know. It wouldn't even be like clinical narcissism, though there's that too. But it's like how much one thinks about themselves directly tied 1-to-1 correlation with self-loathing, with just general misery in life. Okay? Find the things. I hope I answered your question, Sabrina. I see that you wrote more too, but now I gotta read to catch up. Okay. I read to catch up. And I hope that also kind of answers your question, Pep. And Mel. It will take me caring enough to learn how to care, to have bespoke care for that other person. And that's, again, next week's talk. I'll exhaust it there. You're gonna lose me soon. Just slept, but lurk until I fall asleep. Thank you, Guts. I appreciate it. Same to you, Spirit. I appreciate it. Yeah, nope, my family is fat, hateful, and unstructured. Sugar, fat, and TV all day. Loud and annoying all day. Yet yell at the news. Somehow I strive to overcome and outlast. Some people let vines grow that steal sunlight from the tree. Some trees die. People are focused on those husks of trees that were fruiting in previous generations, but ignore the other trees. They lament people that let those vines grow. Same time, ignore vines on trees that are still alive, and they let those vines grow. Sure. That's a good continuation of the metaphor, an extension of the metaphor, Commodore. It's you lament what was lost, but you're not doing anything about what is currently being lost. Yeah. Because it will take effort, it will take huge amount of work to solve those problems. You got problems in the world? Good. It'll give you something to do. Justify your miserable existence. Your miserable time here. How much you don't like things, how much you don't like your day, you don't like waking up, find a mission, find something to get behind, find a cause, find a dragon to fight. That dragon could look an awful lot like finding somebody who's difficult to love. Don't gotta look far. And what a privilege to be able to live without that perspective, to not have to live that life, but be aware of that privilege, right, Sabrina? Right? It is such a privilege. And I've tossed and turned about this, Sabrina, since long before I met you. I've mentioned this on streams for probably 2 years now. I'm conflicted because on the one hand, I want people to get perspective, right? So that they maybe they know how to vote better and stuff like that. Like the example that I used was in Israel. I used to live and work in Israel. They have a mandatory draft, guys and gals both. And I was like, damn, everybody in this country, barring the people who were medically disqualified because they're born without legs or whatever, right? Like everybody in this country knows the cost. All of them understand foreign policy, national defense, military, budgets, equipment. So they get it. They know all of the stuff about the security apparatus to secure their tiny, tiny country in a hostile world. All of them get it. And I'm like, holy crap, that's amazing. I was like, yes, that's super good. Oh, I loved that. There's nobody there who took security for granted. Nobody in the whole country. And as much as I celebrated that with wisdom and in hindsight, I'm like, but wouldn't it be nice if they didn't have to have that cost in their brain? If they didn't have to suffer war and fighting in order to understand. And then I thought quite a lot about people thanking me for my service, right? Which is, what is that effectively saying? Thank you for doing it so that I don't have to. Or so that my kid doesn't have to. So that my grandpa doesn't have to. Whatever it is. Thank you for doing it in my place is fundamentally what that sentiment is. Thank you for going and suffering, sacrificing, so that I need not. It's a powerful sentiment. Do they lack perspective? Yes. But is that a bad thing if my goal is to protect people? It's... I still wrestle with it. Some even spray the shrubs and trees of their elders with toxins. Yes, chopping down the trees of the fruit were there to pluck because the occasional pruning seasonally was too demanding from their leisures of immediate interest. Absolutely, Jack. They will say that the trees that came before them were racist and therefore need to be chopped down. Monday morning quarterback much? Gus talk party time. Excellent. Yeah, Jerry. Think the eloquent and well-dressed, but also genuine. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. You don't think me a dullard? Wow. Difficult? Maybe. On very specific things, but never dumb or uninformed. Alas, the two often go hand in hand, Sir Tink. Nay, but I have disagreed on things. Right, of course. And that's very much expected. Yes. Dirt, again, I hope you're well. I hope you're well, my friend. Had a nightmare one night when I went to bed, depressed, opened my eyes to what the impact of me snuffing my own light out would cause. The pain of all the people I know, all the pain of all the people who knew me, all the faces of many members of the communities I'm in. The pain was immeasurable to fathom. Hence why, as much as my depression gets the better of me, I have vowed to never cause that much pain to this world, because you're looking to others. A very mature thought, Sir Pep. One that I'm grateful you shared. Never thought you anything uneducated or ignorant. I've always thought quite the opposite, actually. Well, I try. Try very hard for the benefit of you guys, not for showing off. It's not a question that I've asked before, and I don't like asking it. But it proves my point. I sacrifice all of that for your sake. Not so I can put credentials on the wall. Where are my credentials, by the way? Where do you see them? Where do you see anything framed on the wall, right? No. No, no, no. No, no, no. Looking to others is the cure for so many things that ail us. So many things. Pep is exactly right here. Exactly right. If I thought that, I wouldn't still be here. And I wouldn't have put my money behind you. As you say, that's my vote of confidence. I do say that. Yes, I do, madam. I'm grateful as heck for it. For you and everybody else who has voted with their dollars, that same thing. I'm grateful. Hashtag please don't be me. What talk will it be on? The next one, Commodore? Next week. Next week will be on bespoke love. It'll be on step 2 of what hard mode means. The talks, the next series, that will be in February. And that will be on what it means to be a real man. And that's going to be, as I said, the toughest thing so far. That'll start on the 7th, I believe. Check your calendar here. Yeah, that'll start on the 7th, February 7th. Burn the boats, that's right. Hashtag burn the boats. We acknowledge it, then work together. Yep, that's what we gotta do. Acknowledge where we're at. We don't celebrate our degeneracy. Practice makes perfect. No, practice makes better. Indeed, Tink. The saying of Tinks, you guys. And it's a good one. DA, Disappointments Anonymous. That would make sense given what district attorneys are. Disappointments 201. Something I say to my team at work when they're feeling discouraged after failure. Aim for the stars and reach the moon. Better than aiming for the moon and not even leaving Earth. Sure, Sabrina, sure. That's it's better to shoot and miss. Shoot for the stars and hit the moon, as opposed to shooting for the moon and hitting nothing or something like that. Yeah, I know the sentiment. We will strive. Striving is very important. There has to be cause to strive, though. And that's where buy-in comes in, a phrase that I'm not allowed to use at my unit, incidentally, anymore. You guys, some of you heard the sordid tale of that going back to last year. Yeah, I don't get to use the phrase buy-in over there anymore. I get in trouble for it. But yes, that's what you need, is buy-in. People have to opt in. They have to decide, this is worth whatever it will cost me. To change? Yeah, it'll cost something to change. Well, gotta choose that. DA, disappointment acknowledged. This is why we're worth $90,000 per year. Why? Inwardness? Most inward people are the most depressed. Oh, yeah. I'm going to bed. I want to stay awake for the rest of the stream. Galaxy. Or we can watch the VOD on Twitch, YouTube. Make a timestamp note. Wow. Jack knows things. On the wall? Maybe not. But you can see them here in chat. Clear as day. Huh. Was that as profound as I just read that to be, Tink? Is that what that was? Did you mean that to be as profound as that? Who got what Tink was saying there? I said, where are my accolades? Where are my credentials? Where are my trophies? Where are my claims to fame? And Tink pointed to you guys. Wish I had thought of that. Really good, Tink. It's true. It's not something I don't, it's not like, it's like slightly misaligned because I don't take credit for you guys. Like if I like did a degree program or something like that and I had my degree on the wall, my certifications or something like that, it'd be something that I earned, right? So that's like the spirit behind it. I haven't earned your guys' growth, your guys' depth, your guys' development. I haven't earned that. You have. You've done that work. I've encouraged it. I've hopefully offered resources. I've been supportive if where able, but I don't take credit for you guys. So it's profound, just slightly misaligned. It's still quite good. Quite good. Stay up a bit longer. I'm looking for something for a game. Ah, I see. Shoot for the moon and miss. You'll land among the stars. Ah, better than not leaving the ground at all. I see. Sure. Good to see you, Sure. Welcome in. I didn't see you there. Your name is the same color as Commodore's. You get lost. Welcome in, my friend. Welcome. Hope Weekend's Eve finds you well, sir. We earned it. Yeah. Right. Through y'all's collective efforts. It's true. Right. Which means that I am part of it in a sense, yes. I have had a part to play insofar as I have been involved in one's development of character or otherwise, right? Sure. I guess in light of what it is tonight's topic was in opting in, that's what I was thinking, because I can't make you opt in. So I credit y'all because you first had to opt in. If you haven't opted in, then there's no change, there's no benefit, there's no growth, there's nothing, certainly nothing for me to claim any sort of credit for. So it starts with that. And I'm powerless to make you do that. That's why I sort of just like, I stack all the change behind it. All the change and all the benefit and all the growth, I stack behind your decision to opt in, your decision to change, your decision to, again, submit to the tutelage of pain, of discomfort. So that's why I say I look to you guys.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Bud or Gel, I'm grateful for the follow. It means a heck of a lot. We've got follower only mode enabled here tonight. I apologize. That's true of Friday nights as I'm talking about more serious things. But I take follows very seriously. It's my aim to earn them. All the manner of stuff that we get up to around here, all the breadth of the topics I touch and the spectrum from silly to serious, all the stuff in between, it's my aim to earn it. So I'm grateful for one for the follow and one for your patience in dealing with the cooldown on follower only mode for 10 minutes and all that. Means a heck of a lot. Hope to hear from you in 9 minutes. Miss 100% of the shots you don't take. Absolutely, Jack. You have earned the accolade of having assisted in that learning by having learned some lessons yourself. I have learned a bunch of lessons, true, Pep. Those lessons aren't necessarily in chat. You could see what I sort of how I dissected the two. Been here for about 2 hours. Well, sure, I apologize for missing you when you came in. I missed a lot of people who came in earlier because I was holding forth in a 2-hour mark 2 hours ago. So I'm grateful that you're still here. I hope that it was of benefit to you. You may not have earned the recognition yet, right? Earned the recognition, yet the kudos are bestowed thusly. Oh, thanks, Jack. Thanks. Farmers don't take credit for feeding us, but they do in fact give us life and resource. I mean, I'm splitting hairs here. I get what you guys are after. I'm just splitting hairs here, okay? It's not in a self-deprecating way either. I hope that that's not... You guys are like fighting against it, thinking I'm self-deprecating over here. No, I have an accurate estimation of who I am and what I bring. It is a measured... estimation, yeah, of who I am. I don't like think less of myself just cuz. Again, like there's a pithy saying. I really like this. This is this idiom. Humility is not thinking less of yourself, it's thinking of yourself less. Thinking of yourself less often. That's I have a proper estimation of me, I'm pretty sure. And I try to exercise humility. That's one of my aims. I do not spend a huge amount of time sitting here reflecting on me, but when it's required for my work, when it's required for my examples, I'll obviously do that. And yeah, I don't have some unhealthy view of myself. I have a proper view of myself. So I'm not like splitting hairs for the sake of like, no. And it's also not like false humility either. I'm trying to think of how to word something like this such that if it ever ended up in a book, it'd be like, perfect. You know? Could be the most opted in person in the history of opting in. If there's no guidance, it means nothing. Chicken or the egg, Sabrina? Chicken or the egg, huh? Chicken or the egg. Interesting. Okay. One without the other. Yeah. All right. Okay. Did I miss big boy time? He bring the dough in. Cakes, is good to see you, my friend. Are you done? I'm gonna get to reclaim bandwidth. Yep, we're done. We finished that. We did it. I actually rounded out. I rounded out the lecture early tonight. Actually, that was by design. Who the heck? Someone raided into... Who is this? Who raided you? Oh, Whiskey raided you. Oh, interesting. He raided a harpist. Huh. Okay, well, interesting. Interessante. But yeah, I actually ended like early. I worked really hard, Cakes, actually, to like whittle tonight's down so that I had a Q&A session at the end, which is what we've been doing for the last hour, actually. Trying to field specific questions, fill in any of the blanks that I've had. But yeah, it was pretty succinct, which will be a big, huge, fat help to future Gus, who needs to edit this down. That was my plan. So, yeah, I like it. How'd your stream go? Round out okay? You, sir, are very sticky glue. Tink. That's funny. See, I do worry, and I am concerned. I think about the crews, and I'm like, I know who can be glue. Okay? Like, I see the crews as they exist right now in their current iterations with their current compositions, and I'm like, okay, this crew will be fine. There's two crews that I have no worry about whatsoever. And I'm like, cool. Godspeed, Spider-Man. They'll be great. They're ready to fly. I could do it right now. I could have done it last week. they'd be fine. Because there's glue, or at least there's intent to be glue. There may be someone who hasn't been to glue before, and they're like, "Ah, shoot," but like they're capable of it, and they're faithful enough to do it. They recognize this, and whether it's honoring me, whether it's honoring y'all, whether it's honoring the idea of this for posterity, whether it's the I'm planting trees, the shade of which I'll not enjoy. Whether it's something profound like that, or as simple as, I've already made it a habit and I'm going to keep showing up. By gosh, by golly. There's some crews that I'm like, I'm not worried about them. Others, yeah, I'm worried. Because I look around at the lineup and I go, who will be the glue? Who? Who will choose it? Or who will go, oh, well, I guess Christmas sucks now. Shame. Always liked Christmas, but I guess it's going to be awful forever now. That sucks. Or, yeah, a more like direct example, the Hot Brides Ladies group, right? The glue moved across the country. And they're like, well, guess we're done. Bye, everybody. Like, that's madness. And Hot Bride needed to step up. Hot Bride. Listen, I love her. I love her like crazy. That woman is 10 out of 10. Okay? 10 out of 10. No fewer than 91 chef's kisses. Okay? No, 96 chef's kisses. We're going higher. But she is not naturally the glue. She's an introvert. She's always been sort of a painful introvert. She's a really good listener. But leadership material, she's never particularly been, and she's never like opted into that level of difficulty with any sort of ease. That's the difference, of course, between talent and skill, right? Talent is supposedly what you're born with. You're naturally talented. You're a gifted musician, perhaps, and you just like pick up instruments, you have an ear for it. And then there's skill, which is like the work that you've done, the leveling up that you've done, right? And so like one just comes to you naturally, one is your effort. She is not a naturally talented as the glue. That's not her gifting, that's not her wiring. But she is working on the skill of it because there's a need. She has decided, this is so cool to use her as an example here because I want to honor her. I'm so stinking proud of her. There's a need, and she has decided that's the needs of those people is more important than the discomfort it will cost her to move in to fill that need. She will change, she will adapt, she will grow, she will submit herself to the tutelage of pain for the benefit of others. She sees them as worthy. She's opting in. That's what the remaining crews have got to do, who don't have naturally talented glue. Now, there's been some talk, and I jaw-jacked with the patrons about this months ago. Is there some way to try and engineer a crew where I recruit glue, as it were? I recruit one person, I strategically place No. First of all, that's not how life works. Second of all, I can't be like, no, I need you at 3 pum. I know that you said 11, I need you at 3. Like, that's not how it's gonna work either. So it's like at the whim of people's schedules. And there's opportunity for people to step up and grow and be challenged. And yeah, some people have to move for work and their schedule got changed and they're a different crew now. Like, that's going to keep happening because that's life. The rain falls on us all, whether you planned properly or not. So no, real life means getting the crews that we've got, not shopping around and be like, well, this one, I don't know. Like, I tried to think about all the different ways that I could streamline this. That I could be like, well, what if I took someone with this personality and I put them, again, you're not interchangeable widgets. That's ridiculous. But second of all, that's not life. And I had actually one of you tell me that. One of you mentioned that when I brought it up during a crew talk, actually. One of you said, before I said it, yeah, but that's not real life. And I was like, oh, okay, someone gets it. It'd be easier in theory, but in practice, who knows? And it's not real life in any case, so I don't know. We've been keeping him busy for an hour. That's actual fact, Sabrina. Best laid plans of mice and men, and I'll tend to the rabbits. Oh my gosh, Commodore. No, the rabbits. Not the rabbits, Lenny. I'm good. Stream good. Working on making alerts with Hankin, because he's smart. He's smart. He also got that pick of that pup. That's fun. Working on alerts. Nice. Alerts were a pain in the quiche there for me to set up in the beginning, Cakes. Let me tell you. My goodness me. Maybe we should be a glue, not the glue. If there's only one, Commodore, it makes sense to say the glue. But in Hot Bride's case, she's working on being, yes, a glue, because her and another are tag teaming. And that's really clever. That's innovative, right? They had one person who was like, who had the qualities to be the glue, and they did a good job, such that no one felt the need to step up. No one felt the need to augment the glue, right? There is the one. Any other effort would be duplicated, right? It'd be extraneous. But now, in her absence, Hot Bride, who does not feel equipped for the job, and someone else who does not feel equipped for the job are joining forces. And they together will be the glue. Yeah. So that's really innovative. That's smart. That's, you know, combining our wiring, combining our gifting, combining resources. Smart. Very smart. That's the draft horse thing. I talked to you guys about this before. If a draft horse can pull like 15,000 pounds or whatever it is, and ask you how much can 2 draft horses pull, you might think 30,000 pounds. It's just one and the other. But actually they can pull like over twice as much. Like it's a crazy amount. And it's because they are greater than the sum of their parts. Draft horses, when pulling together, can pull significantly more. And humans are the same. So there's something there. Also, a difference between glue and quicksand. Hashtag please don't sniff me. What? Oh, sniffing the glue. Oh, that's funny. Oh, makes it even more awkward to say sniff glue like it wasn't bad enough before. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Don't sniff the glue or a glue. Sorry I had to move my time? Why are you sorry? Also, Abby, it's good to see you. Why are you sorry you had to move your time? What's wrong with that? That happens. Don't be apologized. That's another thing to clear up, you guys. If your life says, I gotta move, I have to adjust. I want you in community. I don't want to kick you out. I don't want to kick you out of community. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Now, it might be the case that sometimes it'll be logistically difficult. We have the case with somebody in our community right now whose work schedule changed crazily. And they're like, the only other time that they could make is a group that's full. Well, okay, that's why I need to work on getting the crews back opened up again. Like, get them back in community. Someone else is like gone all Wednesday. Now what? Well, we've got to work on expanding the crews, and maybe someone can open up a time slot that's not on a Wednesday, that's one of the experienced crews that's capable of flying on their own, but it will take massive coordination from all their people to shift everybody from a schedule that clearly already works to accommodate everybody in order to go and accommodate the one. There's a lot. Tink mentioned earlier that a lot of people sacrifice. They've moved things around to sacrifice to be there on Wednesdays. Like Hot Bride. We have our Tuesday get together with our business owners mentor group that we've got, right? Here physically in the Valley. We see them each week. We have gone through seasons now where school schedules forbid going. And it's like, you can't, the class is a non-negotiable. Well, that's really lousy. So we've been really intentional about staying in touch in group chats and email and whatever else, texting, hosting a dinner to get together to see our people. However we've been able to do it. Or if it's possible to reschedule a class to somewhere else, she's done so. I've done so. We move things. We're like, nope. Tuesday for lunch is nope, you can't be there. We plan trips around it. Someone asks us to do something and it's around that time. Nope, I'm busy. It's a non-negotiable. Like, if there's like something crazy that can't be like avoided, yeah, that sucks. And we've had to miss for a season. That's happened when I had to move to Texas. That's an obvious one. When I had to move to Texas for military stuff, I was gone for 6 months. Yeah, I didn't get to see my Tuesday crew for 6 months. Really sucked. Gotta say. But I called them from time to time, and I talked to Hot Bride, and she would bring my well-wishings and my commentary and my questions to them, and they would ask questions and she would relay the questions. She was my go-between. So I got to stay in touch. And then the day I got home, you better believe I started meeting with them again. Like, the next week, baby, I was in that chair. Sometimes that happens. I don't want it to be the case that you're untethered for 6 months like I was. Try not to do that. Life could very easily take you away. Be intentional. Be intentional. It'll change your life. I'm too dumb, but they gonna be funny. Kicks. I'm glad that they're gonna be fun. It wouldn't be you, Cakes, if they weren't fun. It would be so off-brand. They were all stuffy and serious like me. You know what I'm saying? Oh, good. They combined to form Voltron. Indeed, that's exactly what it is, Commodore. With the interest of fellowship, I give compassion in genuine intent to understand. I can only hold myself to this. Never to begrudge another, for I may fall short myself, and require assembly to carry onward. Assembly or reassembly. Okay, now I'm going to sleep. I figured out the thing for my game. Galaxy. Sleep tight. I am also going to end. Matter of fact, I'm going to end a few minutes early. Yes, I am. Just wait, just so future guests can look at this recording and go, oh no, it's just a regular length recording. And they go, wait, why is it 10 minutes short? Is it? Did he? Is this the one? Oh my gosh, he ended early. It's going to be amazing. So, okay. I obviously encourage you guys to get plugged in on Wednesdays. You've heard enough about that. Very grateful. Super grateful to all the people who make this possible. Again, any good that comes from this project can be traced right back to the feet of the patron, the people who have voted with their dollars to give this thing a shot at a future. And here soon, I won't have a fallback plan. There will be no safety net. There will be no, let me go running back to the military. You guys, you know what I get to say now, by the way? You know what I get to say of you going forward forevermore? Not only were you worth, each of you, $90,000 a year, you are worth and will be worth everything else that is sacrificed by leaving a career, a stable, predictable career in the military behind. A huge, stacked military career that I could have rested on my laurels and coasted. You are worth leaving it behind. I get to say that for forever. Thanks for being here for me to say it to you. Good night, Galaxy. Sleep tight. Still here. Thank you for your sage wisdom. Glad to have you, Pri. Really glad to have you. Especially big thank yous to my public patrons, yeah? Aki, Bootless, Dano, Leanne, Ferret, Goose, Hale, Jen, Joke, Abby, Helly, Marty, Karma, Pri, Zen, Ryan, Sabrina, Thump, Tech, Mouse, Trotsky, Pell, Milk, Dragon, DJ number 1, and Zen. Thank you guys. It's really slick. Really slick to have you. That's an insane vote of confidence that I don't take lightly at all. Not even a little bit. I do not take that for granted. Again, big thanks to Hale and Sabrina for jumping in on that list. That's really something. It's worth saying also, very quickly, that if this goes for anybody, but for Hale and Sabrina and for the others on the list and stuff like that, if your guys' financial situations ever change, drop off. You guys can support this thing in countless ways. That financial is just one of them. I never want somebody to feel like they're stuck in some sort of subscription thing when their financial season has changed and they're like, I can no longer afford this thing, but I don't want to let Gus down. No, Gus wants for your thriving, not you to be anxiety riddled because of him. Okay? So if your financial situations ever change, if you want to let me know. Be like, hey, my financial situation's changed, but I'll still be in stream. Excellent. Because the worst thing in the world is if you're like, I've got to drop my support and I'll never come back out of shame. I don't want to lose you. Least of all over money. So there you go. There's okay. Scrum Tush time zones indeed. See you on the other side indeed. Worth the 5 coffees a month for sure. I'm grateful as heck for that. Grateful as heck that you would sacrifice your coffee. Knowing how much that means to Abby. A lot. Coffee is a big part of her life. She's got that IV that you were talking about, Sabrina. She's got that coffee IV. Now she's down to just the one IV. She used to have one in each arm. She sacrificed 50% of her coffee IVs for this, for you guys. That says a lot. That says a great deal about how much Abby cares about you guys. It's nuts. All right. Next stream is tomorrow, you guys. It's going to be sillier. Tomorrow night, we start a new game, as voted on by the patrons. Capos and above get to vote on games each time we come up to new ones. And the game that they've voted on is Tunic. Tunic, we fire it up tomorrow. I've never seen it. I've never watched gameplay. I don't know if there's story. I don't know. Ape Out didn't have a story. Oh, that was hella fun. Thank you guys for being there for Ape Out. That was so stinking fun. Those files are way too big. I don't know why, but golly, that was a ridiculously fun game. I'm so glad we got it on the roster and got to play it. That was super fun. I have no idea what we're walking into at Tunic. I saw like a screenshot and I was like, is this like the Dirty Burb game? Because it looks like kind of like the Dirty Burb game. Yes, we'll see. I'm going to start that up at the usual time, 8 p.m. Pacific tomorrow. So, follow on Twitch, subscribe on YouTube, join the Mafia community Discord. Can't say it enough times. Thank you to everybody who has yeeted stickers, by the way, at the new joins. Thank you for throwing stickers at Bruno. Very cool. Glad that you guys have done that. Make him feel welcome. Or, make him regret it because of his notifications just like pinging all night long. Either one. They're both fun. So, I really appreciate you guys making the new joins feel comfortable as well tonight and welcoming in, answering questions, all the stuff that I missed. I'm going to go back and check chat, catch up on what I missed. Means a heck of a lot. A heck of a lot that you do that for me. Yeah. My bed is nice and cold. I like cold beds too, Galaxy. It's very good, very good. You want a non-spoiler description? No, that's okay, Pri. That's okay. I'm just gonna go in with a mystery. It's something. It'll be fine. You guys, if you guys have seen me play a game, you know that it doesn't matter what the type of game is. You know that it doesn't matter. I'm gonna ruin it somehow. I'm gonna put my own spin on it, whether or not I intend to. It's gonna take me twice as long as a normal human. And it's going to be absolute ridiculousness every step of the way, like pulling teeth. Like that's what you can expect. It's not terrible gameplay. Everybody's like, I'm bad at video games. I'm great at video games. Like, I'm freaking good at video games. Like, I have a proper estimation of my skill in gaming. I'm good at games, okay? My gaming pedigree, it do shine. But that ain't gonna be what you get on stream. I'm a very competent gamer. You're just never gonna see any of that. It's not why you're following. It's not why you're following. All those people out there, I'm bad at games. Come watch me be bad at games. Oh, let me guess, you're also cozy and chaotic, am I right? Yes, I know, shots fired. I know. Oh, must dream a little bigger, darling. Oh, have a great rest of your night and weekend, boss. Thank you, Boom. I appreciate it. Very much indeed. Tomorrow's gonna be a very busy day. I'm gonna be scrambling. Tunic is fabulous. I'm glad it got into the roster. I'm looking forward to it. All right, gang. Ooh. What does it look like? What does it look like? The silliness that we get up to tomorrow. More of the silliness on Tuesday in it because we're gonna have more Tunic on Tuesday. What will it look like for the seriousness next Friday as we get back to part 2, answering what is hard mode. Step 2. What's step 2? in there? How are we going to get this bespoke care, this bespoke love? What does that look like? What does it look like to do life alongside the remarkable men and women of the Mafia who've agreed to do life similarly? To do life alongside you, to try this hard mode business. Come and see. Come and see. And as ever, I will strive to see that it's a decision that you don't regret. In the meantime, I wish for you each marvelous evenings, mornings, wherever ye be. And I will see you on the other side.